All right. So last we left, you guys were finishing up your exploration of Seku 6, I believe.
Yes.
And when you arrived back at the station, you got a briefing, some briefings from the commanders of Narendra Station. Both the Commander Ba'ash and Captain Sakir did. And we find you guys in the briefing room with Commander Ba'ash and Captain Sakir explaining the next mission of the Vasquez.
Okay. So who's here? Just everybody in the bridge crew?
Everyone in the bridge crew, yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Jumo. How you doing?
The command crew.
Number one, I will leave it to you to disseminate the information.
That when I said "Hey Jumo," my Google Home Mini just started up.
It's learning.
Shut
up!
up!
Let me get my bullet points up here. Oh, did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a space thunderstorm around us. That's canon.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Um,
You mean an ion storm?
A nebula ion storm, yes.
space
Dimensional
storm.
Eddy is open
That's
next to
what
the
it said, Space
station.
storm. That's what it said,
Space
guys.
weather.
Space storm. Space weather. Like I'm supposed to get started this one day. Anyway. Okay, so sorry, I'm just looking through this information, making sure I get it right. What's the place called? We are to go deep inside the Kraken Nebula. We are to drop off forces in order to fight a rising up of extremist Klingons who believe that the Herc is returning and they are worshipping the Herc. The House of Molar proclaims that they are going to return the Klingon Empire to glory with help of the last remaining Herc and conquer the galaxy. We are to prevent this from happening. That is why I am here, that is why the captain is here, that is why the ship is here, and that is why all of you are here. This has been a mission that we have had for some time. Are there any questions?
Have these recent incidents with the spatial eddies been attributed to these extremists?
We are not 100% correct. However, our scientists have said that they are apparently harnessing something that is akin to the eddy technology, but amped up to greater than 1,000% the output of all our previous encounters with this technology.
Captain,
Trying to
our
do,
previous
like,
encounters
mental
with this
maths.
technology were used to blow up stars.
And now you understand the gravity of the situation.
Right.
We are, however, before we
I
do...
shouldn't have used up all my leave.
Perhaps you should not have, as this is, more or less, Chief, the point of no return. Regardless, before we go on this mission to the Kraken Nebula, we do have a first stage of our plan, and that is to capture a derelict Orion station that is around the fringe of this station, this sector. There we will be able to have a staging area to then take the Klingons to the Kraken Nebula and find this Klingon Herc technology.
Well, all right then.
This is where the Vasquez will use its stealth drives. Well, I say stealth, but reducing signature drives. To get in and out of the system, our mission will be to disable the device that is causing the power peak.
That is correct. We are not expecting a full-on firefight. As you may expect, the Vasquez and most Starfleet ships are not designated warships. However, due to our greater technology with the stealth drives, we have been enlisted by the Federation to assist the Klingons by getting in there as silently as possible. And that's where your skills will be dearly needed, Chief, and also Terzi and Inarin.
And we will also
Excellent.
be taking drop troops.
That is correct. The Vasquez is equipped to have a vast number of civilian people and civilian life forms. However, given our current station here on the Beta Quadrant, most have not been used. We will be utilizing this space for the purposes of a vast troop transport to the Kraken Nebula.
Are there any other questions?
Do we leave?
As soon as we are ordered to.
Right now,
Right.
we just thought it was pertinent to let you all know before it happens.
Understood.
I'll get to work fine-tuning the Vasquez.
And I'm sure you would like to leave messages to your loved ones at home before we go. We do not expect this to be a suicide mission. However, with missions of
highly
this nature,
dangerous.
it is indeed, number one, highly dangerous.
You will need to be at your best.
However, if you are to leave messages to your family, do understand that the information that I have just relayed to you is of security clearance level 10, and of course cannot be discussed.
Understood. Daxon, do you think we could fudge about with the stealth drive to make it seem more like we are one of these eddies as we travel about? To hide our signature even further?
Certainly take a look at it. I mean, the best way to look like an Eddy is to use them to travel, but the last time you guys tried that, I wasn't here, so...
Have we ever seen an eddy move in relative motion to a planet before? I believe they have mostly been stationary.
It is not something to waste our resources on. This ship's stealth system was literally designed for this mission.
I'm just saying we could still tweak.
If you want to improve the efficiency and the output of such a device, that is up to you. But do not overthink it.
Aye, sir.
Its signature registers as a size 2, or what are they called?
Half the size of the actual ship.
Yeah.
It looks like a shuttle.
It looks like it registers on signatures as a shuttle. If you want to try to make it smaller, that is up to you, but I would not waste too much resource into it.
That may be correct, number one. However, we have had feedback from the Federation that at least one runabout and one bird of prey have been destroyed by this tech. If ships of that nature have been taken out, then we should take whatever we can get on top of our stealth drive.
Understood.
Is that all? Any more questions? Mr. Terzi, you've been quiet.
Terse, one might say.
Of course I've been quiet. Listening.
Very well. Any concerns so far?
No.
Very well. Then you are all dismissed. I will remain here for some time. If anyone wants to stay behind, they can.
All right. So, we're going to fast forward this a little bit. Maybe like 10 or so minutes later, Captain Secure, you get a message from Captain Akul. Just a hail sent straight to you.
Okay. On the nearest screen.
Pops up. He goes, Captain Secure. It's good to see you again. I hear we will be shedding blood once more together.
Yes, and you too, Captain Akul. I hope you are ready for this engagement.
We were born for this. A new, unexplored region. New things to kill. It is a Klingon's best dreams come to life.
One can imagine. How soon until we set off?
We're finishing up our preparations right now. You should be seeing the general arriving with his troops within the hour.
Very well. Is there anything else that we should know before we set off on this journey?
Oh, one more thing. There is someone who wants to say hi to your comm officer. Kind of steps away, and out steps the guy in this who you saw in like normal clothing, a few missions ago. There, Tersey, who's now in full Starfleet uniform, rank of a commander, has the full uniform on. He steps out and says, "I'm sorry I didn't fully introduce myself, Captain. I am Commander Smith of Starfleet
Commander
Intelligence."
Smith. It is good to see you again, Commander Smith.
Yes, you too. I've been asked to go with Captain Cool here with a small strike team. We're going to see what we can get and collect information about this Herc threat. Any information we have will be valuable in case this shows up again sometime in the future.
And will this strike team be assisting us in taking the abandoned Orion ship we're going to be using as our staging area?
No, that's the plan.
Very well. Then, whatever you need, we shall help you.
Will do. We're staying with Captain Akul for now. Good hunting there, Captain.
Very well. Keep me apprised.
And the comps close. All right. So, over the next hour or so, you see a steady stream of Klingons, batliths, disruptor pistols, full armor, slowly start filtering into the ship. You guys start assigning them quarters. The crew is getting a little jumpy, a little nervous, because of all of the Klingons coming aboard. Within the hour, there are more Klingons aboard than there are actual Federation crew on board. The Vasquez can hold up to 4,000 people, and the crew complement, I believe, is about 150 to 200 right now. So there's over 1,000 Klingons aboard this ship right now.
Do we have enough blood wine to keep them sedate?
I made sure of that throughout our voyages. We have been stockpiled for a while.
You guys all ready to go? Captain Akul hails you, lets you know he's ready to go, and we'll have you guys pull off out of the station and on your way towards the derelict station, the Orion station, near the Kraken Nebula. Gonna skip forward a little bit more. We have Tersey, Commander Ba'ash, and Tersey, Commander Ba'ash, and Dahl are in the 7 forward. There is a bunch of Klingons milling about, drinking blood wine, hitting each other in the heads. It's like, the kind of Klingon like discussions going on. And, just interspersed with them are a bunch of really nervous-looking Starfleet types who are just like, oh, there's so many Klingons, so violent. And you guys are in 7 forward, as you usually are, relaxing, and you're turning off time. What would you be doing right now? Let's start with a doll. What would you be doing in 7 forward?
Geez. Kind of interested in what's going on, but also observing from the sidelines, like at my usual table near the exterior window, drinking. What would I be drinking? Let's go with just a regular single malt scotch.
Okay. How about...
definitely paying close attention to some of the conversations happening near me.
Okay.
But not trying to get involved too much. Not trying to make it seem too obvious that I'm really interested in what's happening.
Well, you being an empath, you also are feeling the nerves that are around. Like, the nerves are frayed. Like, the crew is on edge. The Klingons are
having a great time.
Yeah, they're having a great time. But they also seem a little bit
edging for
edgy.
a fight.
Everyone seems to be like on the precipice. Like you can cut the tension with a knife at the in this bar. So you're hearing people complaining about the Klingons, about how they're loud and they're smelly, and then someone mentions like, well, what about the commander? And it's like, well, the commander's one, not 1,000. They outnumber us on the ship right now.
I smell
that
good.
kind of stuff.
Thank you very much.
Also, at this point, I have an idea because I would like to walk over to Baj and ask her just okay, I will be completely obvious, but what is that one Klingon song that you like so much?
Hear Sons of Kalis.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Hear Sons of
hint,
Kalis.
nudge, stuff like that.
Yeah, she.
Go ahead.
Yeah, she just like kind of when she walked into the bar, it was just kind of like, hey, no,
Yeah. And when you do that, a bunch of them kind of look at you. They first start responding like, hey, and then they stop and they look at your uniform, they look at you and go, and they kind of side eye you as they go back to do what they're doing. So
when the ones that immediately side eye her, she's gonna march straight up to them.
Okay.
And she's going to say, just because I do not wear the same armor does not mean I do not wear armor. Welcome aboard the Vasquez. Honor to you and your houses.
The ones you
May
side
the
eye.
battle be bloody.
The ones that side eye you are like low level warriors. They look young, fresh, green, never seen combat before. They look eager, but they're also like that kind of Klingon sort of, haven't really experienced a lot of life outside of Kronos, and they're still all pumped up on like blood and we're gonna kick ass, but not really like experienced combat yet. Not really tasted what combat's like. So
Okay.
when you go up there and you greet them, they kind of give you the salute and yeah, glory to you, but then kind of go back to work.
Yeah, and I let them be. I'm just trying to I'm trying to maintain the room. Basically what she's going to go do is she's just going to kind of walk the room. Like she's going to go to the bar first, get a drink now, and then sort of walk the room, and just where she's sensing tension between people, she's going to try to sort of, not necessarily break the tension, but sort of put it in a new direction. Like put it toward the thing coming up and not necessarily with each other. If that makes sense.
Terzi, what are you doing at this point?
I would be sitting in a back corner away from everybody, just observing and drinking a mixture of Halayan muskin seed punch and human coffee.
Okay. So, we're gonna have Dax and Cole walk into the 7 forward as he's getting off shift, and as you do, Daxon, the first thing you hear is a shout, and it draws, everything stops, and everyone kind of turns and looks at this. There's a young ensign that is looking kind of befuddled, and there is on the ground a mug of blood wine, which has just been spilled on the ground. And there's a very irate-looking Klingon staring at this ensign, who you can assume probably knocked over the Klingon's blood wine. You start hearing shouts like, "You clumsy idiot! You knocked over my blood wine. What are you going to do about it?" The ensign says, "Well, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to." "So, your apologies aren't giving my blood wine back." And they start getting into each other's faces. You start seeing.
I immediately go over to this. Like,
okay,
this is not.
Terzi doesn't move.
Okay.
At this point, I was at Baj's side at the bar. Just leaning back and watching her do what she does best.
So how Cole reacts to this depends entirely on what department that ensign is.
He's one of yours.
He's one of mine. Okay.
Yeah.
So I see Baj making a beeline, and I sort of put a hand up.
You know 1 second. Let me check this real quickly. Who would it be? I think this is Weathers. This is Weathers, the Tellarite.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so I try to signal to Baj to
Yeah.
I'll handle
she'll
this.
Take it.
I walk over and
she'll be watching very closely though to make sure.
I walk over. I assume the Klingon is in the ensign's face.
Oh, he's in the face. It's like teeth bared, and it's Weathers. Weathers is just kind of he's the Tellarite thing where it's very, very blunt. So he's like, I didn't knock it over. You put it in the wrong place, and he's not
all right.
Getting anxious. He's not getting angry, but he's being very blunt to the Klingon, who is not liking it.
Yeah, that's the way Tellarites
Gotcha.
are. You know? They're pretty blunt.
So yeah, I walk up and I glance at one and glance at the other and I go, Weathers.
Yeah, Chief.
And I hopefully the Klingon also is just off
kinda-
balance by the fact
look-
that somebody just came up and
Yeah, he looks over at you too, and is like, kind of confused.
Weathers. The place is a little crowded. These are our guests. Get him a new bloodline, and I will talk. I angle in such a way that I wink at Weathers, but with my head turned so that only he sees it.
So only he sees it. Okay, give me a presence command for this one, because you're trying to defuse.
Not gonna go well, but I will try.
Yeah, you could try. It's okay. Baaj is there. She can make you re-roll it. It's difficulty 1 would be what it would be.
Alrighty. And roll.
Ooh.
You winked with the wrong eye.
So that's a 1 fail and 1 critical fail. So with complication. Baaj, you see this going poorly. What do you want to do?
This tracks with how it would go, so it's fine.
Baj immediately she just steps in. How's the Klingon reacting?
Oh, he's when you say that good blood wine,
more?
he looks over at he grabs the chief by the shoulder and said, "This is between me and the Tellarite, human," and grabs it real sternly.
Okay. I sort of get up in there and I pry them apart from each other. I'm prying him away from the Klingon.
Yeah.
I get in the middle of it and I push them apart and I turn to the Klingon and I just headbutt him. I mean, that's the Klingon thing. I'm not trying to escalate. I'm honestly just trying to react in the most Klingon way. I'm just trying to show dominance here. This is my crew, because what I'm trying to show them is Klingons kind of operate you work your way up by fighting each other, whereas with Starfleet they protect even the weakest link. So she's trying to hey, back off. The pick a fight with somebody your own kind, that can hold up to that,
Yeah, and you also see this he's one of the young warriors, fresh, young.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He's never even seen a Tellarite or a human before.
I'm way more experienced. Because he's probably heard of me.
You're also a commander. You're carrying yourself in the room a lot more. People are showing a little bit of deference for you. So give me a daring security or a presence security for that.
I'm gonna say it's presence security when it translates to Klingons.
Yeah.
That's a command.
Klingons are all daring.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be maxed out anyway, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, I actually did adjust my daring and my control. My control has 1 more point now.
Yeah.
But my daring lost a point. Where's it? Oh, I have it open. I'm sitting here with the open.
Yeah. Difficulty 2 would be this one, just because Cole blew the trying to calm things down.
I'm gonna use my lead by example or intergalactic politics.
There we go. Focus. Yeah, go for it.
Let's see how
Hey, you got 2.
Woo!
2 successes. So
Hell yeah.
So you walk up to him, you pull Cole off of his hand, and immediately like grab him by like use your other hand to grab his shoulder and just go wham with your forehead. He's completely caught off guard. He stumbles backwards, trips over one of the tables, like the small like chairs, falls backwards, poof, right on his butt, like straight up in the air.
Yeah.
And when he does it, he's kind of looking a little dazed, and all of the Klingons around him start laughing, start just absolutely laughing.
Yeah.
And
I immediately, like in the middle of all the pandemonium of the laughing, I just say, "There's plenty of blood white to go round."
Yeah, and they go, "Oh yeah," and even some of the Starfleet start like relaxing a little bit and go, "Oh, yeah,
I get
that's
up
kind of funny."
and walk over to Dahl, and I glance back behind me. I'm like, Dahl, did they just get engaged or something?
No.
Haven't seen any chicks being bitten yet, so.
Yeah. And I help the
Early
guy back to
stages.
his feet. I help the
Yeah.
guy back to his feet.
Yeah,
And when I pull him up, I'm just kind of like, "Calm down. Save this all for the fight.
yeah, there
Save
we
it
go.
for the fight.
Yes,
Not with
yes,
each other. We need each other."
yes, Commander.
Are
Yes,
you trying
First
to do a
Officer.
speech?
No, she's doing the Klingon thing, which is like stop using all your energy before the fight, save it for the fucking fight.
There's a time for a speech. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
later, like when everybody's a little more drunk. But
All right, now we're gonna cut to Captain Secure. You're coming down off of break. The rest of you guys are finishing up your shifts, or finishing up your off duty time. You're about to go back on shift, and you come down, and Captain Secure, you see a sight that is you probably didn't think you'd ever see before. There are the entirety of 7 Forward is smashed. Everyone is drunk. There are Klingons singing songs, and like there are like a couple of Starfleet officers in the middle of this, like everyone's kind of like put their arms around each other, and the Federation officers are trying to follow along, trying to sing what it is. A couple of them are like hitting it perfectly, and so on and so forth. There's a couple of them that are like punching each other. A couple Klingons punching each other in the side, and like the
at one point, the Klingons sing Danzig because for some reason Klingons really like Danzig.
yes. One of them's quoting Shakespeare in the back, So, this is something you've probably never seen before.
Never seen, however, perhaps maybe expected. I'm looking at the Starfleet people who are dancing and mingling with the Klingons. What are they drinking?
Some of the Starfleet guys are drinking blood wine. Some of them don't seem to be drunk
Right.
at all. They're just kind of getting in the mood.
Literally
but
everything.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Well, I trust that they will be responsible, considering how long are we away from our mission? How many days, computer?
You're about a day or so. Like by the next day, within 24 hours, you'll be at the station.
Oh shit! I got a moth in my room. Fuck off. Technically, if it's a blood wine, it's not replicated, so it's proper alcohol. Whereas
Yes.
anything replicated would be synthahol and safe. So people
Right.
drinking blood wine have a chance of having a massive hangover, whereas others is basically just like that, and it's fine.
Yeah.
That's why I asked the question, because I wanted to know if we needed medical to come here to make sure that they would be level-headed for the following day.
We'll
Give
get
me
medical
a-
to just hydrate everybody.
Give me a. Let's see. What's a good one for your knowledge for this one? Let's pull up Nagata's. Give me an insight medicine check.
Me,
difficulty
insight
one.
Oh
med-
yeah, who's
Yeah,
doing Nagata today?
Oh, with Nagata or just myself?
Just yourself,
Okay.
because you're walking in. You're trying to figure out if like these guys need to get their stomach pumped.
Just a cursory glance. I mean,
Yeah.
I trust my. They're not gonna do something stupid. They don't really know, I guess, the gravity of the mission. So why would they?
Difficulty 0 for this one. So, and it'd be 2 rolls. I don't want to get just to give you 1, but that's a success.
Okay. So I should roll one more time.
Yep. All right. So you get 2 momentum from that. What you can gather from just your cursory glance Most of them don't seem like they'll need to go to medical. Some of them might, but those will probably end up making their way to medical anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
This was the reason why I wanted to come to 7 Forward in the first place, to make sure that given the presence of our Klingon friends, our staff don't feel like they need to, be pressured into anything. My presence should hopefully kind of ground them. Yeah. So as I enter 7 Forward, I take my seat to what we have previously designated as the officers' table. I'll sit there and wait for anybody to approach me to see if they want to talk, be it Klingon officers or just anybody in general. But I am there, keeping an eye on them.
So as you're sitting down,
tea.
as you're sitting down, the bartender comes up with like your usual tea order and places it down. Here you go, Captain. You see a couple of officers kind of are dancing around, having a good time. They look at you and they kind of like adjust themselves a little bit, and they walk up to you and say hello and kind of walk away. There is a couple of Klingon officers who show up, and they don't seem to be talking with you. They're talking at you, and it's more like, and you can tell it's like jitters. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna destroy them. We will feast on their entrails. These Patach cultists.
Are they
stupid ideas?
So are these
soliloquy.
officers talking at me, or
Yeah, they're officers talking at you. They're junior officers.
did they sit by me, or are they standing as they say this?
They're like kind of slouched over the table, like kind of leaned over the table as they're talking to you.
Okay, well, I'm going to stand up, and as I do, I'm going to headbutt him in the head, and as I do this, I'm going to say, "We will destroy them," but without any kind of
without any.
It's weird.
Yeah,
it's
No
weird
intonation.
because I have physical emotion, but there's nothing here.
Okay.
That's my captain.
It's
We
basically,
That's what's up.
Destroy them.
basically, we will destroy them, but you're just like, hey, just slam the head. Okay, give me a. You can do this as a daring, a control, and a command or security. One of those two. So you can do like daring security or controlled security or control command or daring command.
Okay. All right, and what was the task roll for this?
Task roll is 1.
Task roll is 1. Well, I do have diplomacy
Difficulty
negotiation.
1 or task roll 1?
Difficulty 1, task roll 2.
Okay. Right. And I'm using a focus, I assume?
Yes. Oh yeah, because you're doing diplomatic.
Right. So rolled.
Perfect.
And with
2 successes. So
Yep.
you just need 1, so you have 1 more momentum. So you stand up as he's in the middle of soliloquying, and you say, "We will." You just stand up suddenly and just carefully just headbutt him, and he wasn't expecting it. He may have not realized you're a Vulcan, or he didn't know that Vulcans are strong, the strength of Vulcans. So
Vulcans are 3 to 5 times stronger than Klingons.
They are, yeah. But like that's so when you hit him, he flies back. Like he just kind of instead of like when Baaj headbutt that guy, he kind of like fell back a little bit. It kind of caught him off guard. This time he caught him off guard, and you hit him, and he just kind of like his head snaps back, and he kind of slams right back on the ground and kind of looks around a little dazed, and then starts laughing. Goes, "Oh, you are a strong man there, Captain. You will kill many enemies. Oh, I need to go to bed." Kind of thing.
The gates of Stovacor will be closed to these pretenders. And I sit back down.
All right. Just wanted to give you guys a little tension relief there, because I figure out what we can do with this. Now, kind of the rest of the day seems to go better. The crew seems to not be as nervous around the Klingons. The Klingons seem to be a little bit more helpful. A couple of the engineers, the younger engineers, are like hanging around engineering, asking a little bit more questions about like details, not classified stuff, but stuff about like Starfleet engineering, a little bit more interested.
Find out every word.
Yes, every word. There's a myth, or there's this legend that Starfleet engineers are the best engineers in in the sector, in the galaxy. And they're just super good at doing anything. And so they're very keen on learning anything they can from Starfleet engineers, because they seem to not get but rudimentary education for their engineering programs. And these, again, most of this crew that's coming in are very young, very green recruits. So.
All right.
And you get a hail from Captain Akul on the bridge there. Captain Secure.
On screen.
Pops up on the screen. And he says, Captain, we've encountered what we think is a scout. We're cloaked maybe 10 minutes from you by warp. There's a couple of small shuttlecraft which seem to be out in the middle of nowhere. We think that they're scouting for the Orions at the station.
You believe the Orion vessels, or to do with the Klingon Herc encampment?
They could be either, but probably more Orion. These are old Type 1 shuttles.
Very well. What do you suggest we do? We are here as your vanguard.
We cannot engage them unless we decloak. What I suggest is approach and make contact. If things go wrong, we will decloak and take care of them ourselves.
Very well. We will go in and we will try and establish communication. However, if history is to repeat itself, that is not going to go well, even with smaller scout ships. You'll have our signal once we get fired upon, if we get fired upon. But I can trust that you will stay behind.
Oh yes, we will see if you get fired upon. Trust me.
Very well. So much for this abandoned outpost.
Sadly, we fear that this outpost might be being used by the Orion Syndicate.
Very well. Secure out.
Alright. So, as you guys are approaching, you start seeing this. It's a little weird because these are shuttlecraft that are moving at a very slow pace. They're moving at impulse speed, and they don't seem to be going anywhere. They're just kind of like hanging about the area. Something doesn't seem right by what they're doing. But you know, and your sensor's picking them up pretty quickly. They're based off of what you can see, they're very old shuttles, maybe 60, 70 years old shuttles. They're seen a lot of jerry-rigged and kind of reworked. But generally speaking, you can see them
before
and
they analyze their flight patterns.
Okay, give me a control science.
Control science. Okay.
Pinpoint the
I'm gonna
life forms
focus
as
on
well.
Yeah, control science will give you those kind of things.
Yeah, but a ship can assist as well.
Yes. This would, it'll be difficulty 1 to get the just kind of the pattern, difficulty 2 to get the pattern and the life signs. And if any other questions you have about the ships, you can use the momentum to spend momentum for those answers.
Oh, we have 1, but isn't this like a new scene? But
You have
okay, not
3. It's still the same.
3?
Still the same scene. Yeah.
Okay. If
'Cause-
we have 3, I'll use 1 momentum then.
Okay. The roll or for answering the questions? Difficulty is 1. Actually, technically how this works is a difficulty 0, because you're going to get it no matter what. But if you get 1 success, I can tell you specifically. If you get 2 successes, I can tell you
I
more
got
specifically.
3.
You got 3 successes. Okay. So, in your scan, you were able to figure out that they seem to be going in a pattern. They also seem to be emitting some sort of like tachyon emissions, which seems weird, but they also seem to be doing it in a sweep pattern, like they're looking for something. They're using some sort of modified tachyon emitter to try to find something in the region.
I relay this information to the captain and especially to Commander Cole.
Any life signs?
And they all have life signs. They all seem to be Orion.
So they're in a search pattern using tachyon emitters to try and find something. Do these have we figured out if these eddies can be triggered with tachyon emissions or found out with tachyon emissions? Like,
no.
So they're looking for something else then.
And you're far ahead of them. Like they can't scan you based off of your understanding of this unless they have some serious changes to these shuttles.
Okay. Well, how close are we? Are we like still moving towards them? I imagine.
Yeah, you'll come within their sensor range within about 10 minutes.
Okay. Well, if nobody else on the bridge wants to do anything independently, once we get close by, I want to hail them or hail the nearest one.
Okay. So, give me Terzi, give me a control con for trying to open up a hailing frequency. Hey, you good. You get two successes, or two momentum for that one, because of difficulty 0. You're able to open up a crystal clear comm to the to one of the shuttles, so they're definitely getting this
4K.
message. Yeah.
Okay.
Not using Discord.
Attention, Orion vessel. This is Captain Secure of the starship Vasquez. We share a mutual friend in one Miss Paja. Please respond. Over.
Immediately after you say Paja, it almost cuts in and says, "Are you here for Captain Paja?"
That I am. Is she aboard?
Not here. She's at the station. What are you? Who are you? Secure? I've never heard of that. And then you hear another kind of voice, kind of goes, "Oh, you're the one on the planet, the one with the oh gosh, yeah. You're not. You shouldn't be coming close to here. Captain Paj is kind of not in the mood right now."
What seems to be the problem?
Well, after we left the planet, we got stopped by a Akira class starship coming out of Narendra Station, and she didn't come out of it too well. Luckily, we were able to find our way back to this Ferengi ship, who was able to bring us back to the station here.
I see. Well,
What's his name, Rock?
Who's that?
that is my commanding officer.
Yeah, Captain Rock.
I'm sorry. Did the captain just say that is my commanding officer?
He meant to say commander.
Yeah.
Like
Executive.
Executive
XO.
officer.
Hmm.
My XO. My shut up Darge.
I'm
Is
just
he
saying.
still at your station?
my pedantometer's going off.
Hey,
So, oh yeah, he's his captain. His name's Captain Rock. I think he's still at the station.
Is he
am
really?
I on the bridge? Am I getting a massive
Yeah.
headache from hearing this news?
Yes, I imagine so.
I've turned my headphones down in engineering.
Oh no!
By
this
the way-
this is all playing.
Yeah.
You don't have headphones. This is all
Pertinent
playing for everyone to hear.
information about Ferengi in relation to what are your people called? The people that do the empaths, Darsh?
But Betazoid.
Betazoids.
Betazoids can't get reads on Ferengi, by the way.
Mhm.
I just
know.
learned this recently.
Yeah.
I know. I'm the headache I'm getting is just from learning that Rock is at the station. Nothing.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I just remembered that, and I was like, oh yeah, that's an interesting fact.
Mm-hmm. It's all telepaths. I think.
Baj
it's
is
not
just in the background, just
Their lobes are just too protected.
Yeah.
So,
Those.
on the comm, I tell to the person, I say, well, if it's any trouble, if it's not any trouble with you, could you please relay to Captain Baja that I am here. We have a great need of this, what we thought once abandoned station.
Yeah, sure. I'll get to it. Shuttle out. He hangs up. Your sensors pick up the fact that they stop sweeping and they all turn almost instantly after this conversation, and they warp out towards the station.
Just
Yep.
a side note, once they stop sweeping and leave, I start sweeping.
Okay, with this using the same kind of modifications.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
I try to
just
mimic
about to
their
say.
sensor pattern as best I can.
Okay. Control engineering. For setting this
Alrighty.
up.
We have 4 momentum, by the way.
What's
Yeah.
the ship's assist? I'll do it.
It would be sensors science, I think.
Okay. So
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 2.
Okay. Yeah, because it's going to be difficulty 2 to try to define this. I'm sorry,
All right.
difficulty 3 to try to find this. So,
Button.
hey, all the successes.
Yeah.
Whoa!
You spent 2 and you got 3, or got 2 back. So you didn't
Get
spend any.
two back. Where we started.
Yeah. You instantly pick up a cloaked ship, but it's
Interesting.
not the Klingon ship. It is a
That
small
means-
Romulan shuttle.
Captain, I think I found what the Orions were looking for.
Right. Now, if only we knew why.
There's a lot of that going around right now.
Indeed. Number 1. What do you think we should do?
Let's troll it, Captain.
Let's
Let's just look. Ugh, my voice today. Captain, perhaps we should just get close to it, as if we don't see it, but it's on our pathway, and see how it reacts.
That
Fly
is a
casual.
very- That is
Fly
rather
casual.
clever of you, number 1.
Just
Jumo?
see.
That voice, though.
Mhm.
I know.
Jumo, fly casual.
Flying casual, sir. He kind of, as you say that, he kind of leans back in his chair. He puts up one arm on the armrest a little bit, or leans his arm
It's
up
like-
on
It's like
the,
when you lean back in the car
yeah,
really far
yeah.
with your hands.
So this is like the
Should I bring
Enterprise.
him a beer?
Arm out the window. Yeah.
I realized looking at the
Sipping on
layout of the
gin and
bridge
juice,
is
laid
that-
back.
is that you're literally right next to Jumo there, Terzi. You know, at the very front to the two stations. So you're like really
I get
hard
you.
next to
Yeah.
Jumo is where
Starboard
Wesley
is
sits,
port,
Tersey
right?
is where Data sits.
data sits. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Tersey is port, Jumo starboard.
Yeah, so he kind of leans back a little bit. He kind of leans his arm on the console and just starts kind of casually tapping on the LCARs as he's going. Just kind of.
I mean, season 1 and 2 variants of the bridge were super laid back already.
Yeah, I mean, he super lays his yeah. He's like extra lean right now.
It's horizontal.
Yeah, practically. All right, and he's going to do a control control con. I'm gonna go task roll 2. And of course, he is really good at this. So, he seems to like he comes out of warp. You guys come out of warp, and he's just flying as if he's just supposed to be going somewhere, and flies almost right on top of this thing, and you see this shuttle almost instantly decloak as you guys almost run it over, and you get a panicked hail from it.
On screen.
Does it have shields up?
No. On screen you see a face you've seen before. It is
Small universe.
It is a strange face to see.
I start
Considering
transporter locking them, but not transporting anybody. Just to be clear.
You see Rock.
I knew it!
Weren't we told he's supposed to be on the station?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I screamed, everybody, but I fucking knew it.
Oh, the temptation right now to transport him straight to Baj's quarters is just
Shut up.
right now.
He goes, "Oh, Captain! How good it is to see you again."
Captain Rock. Small quadrant.
Very small, apparently. How can I help you?
We were informed that you were aboard the station.
Yeah, that's what the Orions told them to think. I may or may not have stolen one of their Romulan shuttles. Because the cloaking technology it's worth a lot of latinum, you know. And I've got some very important buyers. You wouldn't happen to want this. The Federation wouldn't happen to want a Romulan cloaking device, would they?
You would know.
I just asked Tersey telepathically, if he's got several buyers, why is he offering it to us?
We don't kill him. That's why.
Is there a rule of acquisitions that says life is more important than latinum? I thought it was the other way around.
Something about you can't spend latinum. You can't. There's no point in having latinum if you can't be around to spend it. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a rule for it.
All the latinum in the quadrant has no meaning if you're dead.
Yeah.
That actually sounds like a legitimate rule of acquisitions.
He goes,
I appreciate the games, Captain Rock. However, what are you doing?
running away.
Running away. Well, it would appear that you have a window.
Yeah, if you let me, I can go.
My hands aren't on my console. And we
Thank
have
you,
nothing
Captain.
against you.
And he kind of looks over and sees Pasha, sees Baj, and goes, his face goes from panic to kind of more soft, and goes, "Ah, my love, it is good to see you. Have you been getting my messages?"
Unfortunately, yes.
Do not worry, I will have a moon. Name it Baj. For you. Soon, my love, soon. And he hangs up. And the ship decloaks, and you can see it, or recloaks, and you can see it kind of turn and then warp out.
I turn to Baj and say, if that moon turns out to be smooth and not very ridged, I think you have quite clear grounds for murder over there.
All right.
I hope that letting him go does not cost us anything later, Captain.
I don't see why it would.
He
All right.
stole
We
from
probably
the
could have
Orions.
traded that shuttle back to Paja, but
That's what I was thinking.
That is correct.
We do have a reason to doubt the entire situation, though, if a man like him is like just completely uninterested in even trying to profit from it and hightailing it out of there.
Well, I am aware that we could have used Mr. Rock as a pawn. However, the Orions are not our allies. Despite how I may treat them or I may converse with Miss Paja. I don't feel like giving them yet another Romulan ship to use against us potentially, or against the Federation, is a good idea. That being said, we will still try and be amicable, given the situation, and get onto the station to use for our mission at hand.
Fair
Okay.
point, Captain.
we
As
may
you're
we may
talking-
want to have Nagata get his anti-Orion cocktail ready, though.
That is correct.
As you guys, as you're about to hail, the alarms start blaring in the bridge as 4 ships decloak right outside you, right in front of you. Not Romulans, not Klingons, but those modified freighters you had seen a while back. They decloak and almost instantly start charging their phasers. And with that, we're going to take a quick break.
All right.
Well, I'm
Yep.
really glad that I made the adjustments to the ship that I did.
All right, guys, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to take a few minutes break to go use the restroom, grab something to eat, grab a drink. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
You were cutting out pretty bad there.
Sorry.
What was your
With
question?
addition, but I think we should figure out first what the Orion's intentions in all this entire situation is with the Herc and the Klingons and stuff like that.
I think
Well,
that the Orions right now are purely incidental.
Yeah,
Are
it
they,
seems like she ran back to this station to lick her wounds. Is the impression I got from that conversation.
Yeah.
All right. So, we're back.
And we're back.
What we left you guys off is the Orions decloaked in front of you, and then started charging phasers, and you get a incoming message as you see these ships charge phasers.
On screen.
And red alert.
And of course, yes. And red alert, of course, yes.
Shields up.
Shields up. Fists
All the
up
things.
on guard. Rouge mood.
Rouge mood. All right, so red alert pops up, and the message, you see a message comes in. You see a Cardassian, not Orion. He's got some Orions behind him and a couple of humans behind him as well, who says, "State your business, Starfleet."
This is Captain Secure of the Federation starship Vasquez. My business is with
No, I don't.
one captain.
What I mean is, why did you let that Ferengi go?
What Ferengi?
The one that had our shuttle.
I was not aware you were looking for a shuttle.
Don't give me that shit. We just saw his warp trail come out of here. We see you here. Are you helping him?
Helping who, Captain? I am as confused as you are. You came out. You just dropped out of stealth.
Yeah.
We did see another ship's drop out of stealth.
And
We
saw
don't have stealth drives.
Where is he going?
Inarin, can you please... we'll send you the telemetry of the Romulan vessel if that's what you want. We have no idea who they were. I assumed that was one of your ships based on our previous encounter with the Orion on the planet.
Give me a presence command. Difficulty 4.
I want to use all the momentum.
Yeah, use all the momentum.
Well, you can use a maximum of 3, but yeah.
Okay, presence command?
Mhm.
Okay, so that would bring it to a task roll of what?
5.
Okay,
Difficulty 4.
all right. Let me just make sure that I have no values I can use for this. I do not. Let's go. I'm using a focus, obviously, because it's persuasion
Yeah.
/ negotiation.
Exactly what you needed. So, you see...
Mental high five. Telepathic high five.
you
I
see...
open my telepathic door and high five back.
You see him kind of relax a little bit, sighs, and goes, "Give us the telemetry."
Narin?
Yep. We'll send that. All the. Can I obfuscate some of the sensor readings so it's not as accurate as they should be, but not enough to trip them up.
Give me a control science for that. Or daring
There's no need
science.
to protect Rock. I mean, like, I'm sure that I'm sure that
Hey,
Baaj isn't gonna miss him.
The whole crew is
Yep,
trying to hook Baaj up with the with the Ferengi. It's
Hey,
so
they,
sweet.
They look cute together.
There is a little part of her that is glad that he won't that the correct information will not be given. I'll put it that way. Just a little part of her, as
I'm not
much
trying
as he
to-
annoys her.
Yeah, I'm not trying
of
to lie about it.
character.
Just try to obfuscate.
Out of character, however, still in character. I have always wondered what a Ferengi Klingon child would look like. Would it
didn't think
maintain
they're
its ridges on its
compatible.
ears?
No, it would. What rating are we?
We're NC-17.
Okay, it would look like a wrinkled ball sack on a forehead. Like, just imagine Klingon or Ferengi lobes, or Ferengi like forehead, Klingon ridges all over it.
Oh gosh, yeah, because they got those like bowling ball foreheads, don't they?
Oh,
You'll have a face only a Patak could love.
It won't go that far, guys. It's not going to go that far.
Difficulty 1, science, control science, or daring science. One of the two.
daring. I'll do daring science. I clicked.
Give it a second.
Giving it a second.
There we go. Yep, you succeed.
Yay.
Plus get a momentum. All right.
Since the
So-
captain wasted all of it.
I only used one.
No, you used 3.
3.
3, but yeah, now you get another one. You send it over. You think you've obfuscated or whatever. You scrambled it a little bit, so they'll a little harder for them to catch. Rock's gonna have a bit of a head start. You see him kind of look down and kind of nod at someone off screen. Kind of looks back and says, "Get out of this region. This is our space, Starfleet." Then hangs up.
And call him again.
You try to call him again.
Hmm.
They pick up. What do you want, Starfleet?
Captain, I don't believe we were done with our conversation. I'm here to talk to Paja. Is she around?
Paja? You know Paja?
I do. Is that a surprise to you, Commander?
She doesn't like Vulcans.
I'm sure she's made an exception by now.
She's back on the station. She's royally pissed right now, though, because of Starfleet.
I have had that impression.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't even be in the sector when she goes off, especially if she sees you. For Paja, yeah. Last chance there.
Could you at least relay the message that Captain Secure of the Vasquez is around?
I will. And
Appreciate
right
Secure.
as he says, as you hang up, you guys see the Klingon bird of prey decloak behind the other ships and start firing on the transports. One of the transports is completely caught off guard, and they just absolutely get smoked by the disruptors as they come in, and suddenly everything just pops off. Everything kind of, all hell breaks loose suddenly out of all of this. So with the Klingons, now that it's just the Klingon, that was their kind of like their first move. Let's go with you guys. You guys have your chance. You just see this on the screen. You see one the Klingons decloak, and one of the Orion transports just explodes.
How many Orion ships are surrounding us?
There's now 3. There were 4.
There were now 4. The one that blew up was not the Cardassian?
No.
Okay. Well, in that case, I would like to coordinate with the Klingon ship while also sending a message to Captain Nicole to his terminal, because I don't want his bridge people to hear it, but saying, Captain Nicole, that was not necessary. And then we're fighting now. So let's fight.
Okay.
He's not saying that we're in a starship battle. He's saying that him and Captain Akul are fighting now.
Okay.
Mom and Dad, stop fighting!
My two dads.
We can't afford to lose a cool.
Right, so...
And
we,
cool could I mean, fuck it.
He's a
Something's
cool guy.
And cool. No, he can't afford to lose his cool.
All right. So you still have two more actions.
Number one. This is now squarely in your territory.
I'm just here for the ride.
Jumo, take defensive maneuvers and keep away from fire.
Aye, Captain. Or aye, Commander. And he starts doing tack pattern.
Theta 2.
Theta 2. There we go. He starts running his fingers along the L cores. Now let me double check that.
Has there been
I look over at Jumo a little less casually now.
Out of character, has there actually been an explanation what all these patterns are? Or is it just technobabble?
It's technobabble.
It's technobabble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that some of them have been recorded of what the one is.
The ones that actually have names, like the Picard maneuver, not the no, the direct. Wait, which one? Which one was it? It was the Picard. Yeah.
The Picard maneuver. Where he short warps, so it looks like he's in two different places.
Exactly. Yeah. But these Alpha 2 and Theta 1 maneuvers, those are just technobabble. Yeah.
They're just technobabble, but I mean, out of character, we can also say during the course of this show, I could say, oh, let's do this thing, and then the next time we want to do it, we just say, Epsilon 8, and then we all know what we're doing.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Have codes, yeah.
Yeah, and we could definitely you can definitely kind of retcon that as well. Be like, hey, yeah, we always have this. We have this sign. We have this. When I say this word, that means that stuff's about to go down, kind of thing.
The Theta 1 is our safe word.
We have one more action left. Are any of these ships looking like they're poised to start attacking us too?
They all had their phaser banks charged. Their shields popped up the second that ship went down. They all look like they're targeting you. They were all targeting you in the first place.
Let's see.
I may have an engineering action to do. I just need to find that spot again.
Evasive action is Daring Con task difficulty 1, assisted by the structure. The structure con for the ship. All right, so he will do his thing. Luckily, he is very daring, and he does what he needs to. And you get one momentum back, but it uses 1 power for the ship, and it increases all the attacks made by the ship. Increases difficulty to 1, but all the attacks on the ship are also up 1. So essentially, it's just he just starts dipping the ship and turning it a little bit more to try to keep it out of range, or try to confuse the sensors as much as possible. So it's harder for them to hit you, but it's also harder for you to hit them.
Are we in torpedo or phaser range? Or both?
You're in close range. You're in both.
Okay, so phasers. I'm gonna do precision targeting. I make an attack on a specific system. I roll d20 in my dice pool and attack the gains. Piercing, so I get the piercing 1 effect. And I'm gonna set up just a phaser attack. So I assume that's control security, and then for the ship that's weapons security.
Yeah, it would be control security, and it would be weapon security for the other one. Yeah.
All right, cool. So
it's a difficulty 3 to hit because you're in evasive maneuver. It's normally difficulty 2.
How much momentum do we have at the moment?
2, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna use both.
Or yeah, 2. All right. So the ship definitely needs to... and the ship crits, so you have 1 more momentum. So, 4 successes. You only needed 3. You hit them. Roll me some damage.
Okay. Weapons on the ship. Where are you? There you are. Phaser arrays are rated at a 1 right now. Is that true?
Yes, because how they work is they're 1, but then plus it'll automatically add the the security. Yeah.
All right, sweet. So rolling damage. And so I get the piercing 1 effect as well.
Yeah. So each of those hits it ignores one of the, for every one of those deltas, it ignores 1 armor, right?
Yeah.
Resistance, I think.
Resistance.
Piercing ignores resistance. Not
1
armor.
resistance, which is their ship armor. The whole.
Yeah.
And this ship is a. Look at the character sheet real quick. It is a scale 3, so resistance 3. So you ignore all of its resistance. You do 4 hull damage right out. 4. Well, no, you have to go through the shields first. But it doesn't. So it doesn't do any damage, but it knocks out the shields on that ship instantly.
Okay.
All right. We have 1 action left, right? Or no, we evasive maneuvered and then attacked. Got it.
Yes.
And then the hail.
Yeah, and he did the hail, so that's 3. All right, now it's their turn. One's going to take a shot at you. They're going to also go into evasive maneuvers, so that is a structure con. Task roll 2.
None are whipping about to deal with the Klingon.
One of them is going to go with these Klingon, but 2 of them are going to go after you. But I'm doing it one ship at a time.
Oh, okay, I got you.
This.
I was just asking.
So yeah, they managed to do it. So their current power is lower. So they're harder to hit, but it's harder to hit you guys. So it's now double the hit. So it's a task roll difficulty 4 to hit you, but it's also task roll difficulty 4 to hit for them to hit you, vice versa. So
right
for phasers. And then they're going to try to shoot you with phasers. Weapons security. I'm going to use some threat for this one because I get automatic threat for a little bit. Let's do 4 for that one. Boom. That's let's see if they hit. They do. They hit you for a total of.
Eerie silence.
Here we go.
Did we die?
Disruptors.
Oh, we died.
Ooh, no. That's really bad.
That's way too many
Way too much.
hits. Yeah.
Let me double check
Too
this.
many dice.
Too many dice. One more time. I'll try this one more time. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
7.
7, but vicious 1 he counts as 2. So that's 2, 4, 6.
I mean, 7
yeah.
dice rolled.
Yeah, it's 7 dice as
Yeah.
roll. Yeah, that's what it is. They're disruptors.
How many shields knocked out?
We're down to 5.
Oh, okay, you
shield.
got it.
So you take a disruptor, or it's not phaser, it's disruptor blast straight to the hit. The shields just ripple. You're down, 25% shields kind of thing going on. Now it is
Captain, shields at 40%.
Yeah, there we go. And I think that's it because I haven't taken any hits yet. Yeah, that's it. Now it is the Klingon's turn. The Mapal is going to fire at the ship that just fired at you. Weapons. They're not even going to bother maneuvering. I will spend a little bit of threat for them though as well. It's so much harder. All right. Ooh, no. Nope, they miss. Wait, that ship its shields are down.
Yeah.
There was the shields, so they would have tried to do shield repair. Look at that up real quickly for which that it is. That's a
it's an engineering task. It's on page 224. And they route power to the shield emitters, control engineering task with a difficulty of 1, assisted by the ship's structure engineering. It increases by difficulty 1 if the ship's shields are at 0, so it's a difficulty 2 for them. If successful, they regain 2 points of shields plus 2 more for each momentum spent.
So it is
difficulty 2 because they're at 0 shields.
Difficulty 2, and they have through this real quick. Control plus engineering task, difficulty of 1, assisted by the ship's structure and engineering, increases by 1. All right, so it regains 2 if it's successful.
Yep, unless they spend stuff.
I'll spend that much for these guys. I don't need them to live that badly. Close that for now. All right, so boom. And boom. Nope, they do not get the shields back up. All right. With that failure, the Mapal is also going to try to go. Everyone's going to be flying around in maneuvers. Structure con to.
I mean, that's what all the space is for.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful space dance.
Yeah, it's called space. It's not called stuff.
But the pirate freighters also fired, so they're actually at 6. And then they also fired, so they're actually at. Okay.
I was one day like to captain a stuff ship.
Stuff ship. All right, now the other two are going to turn to the Mapal and fire, or one's going to fire at you, one's going to fire at the Mapal. The one that's firing at you is going to just go straight up and fire at you. He's not going to bother moving around. It's difficulty 3 to hit you right now for them. So maybe. Oh yeah, they hit you. Oh yeah, they hit you. They hit you big time. And let's see what they do. Ooh, 7 more damage to the ship. So
has anyone on the bridge died yet?
So that knocks our shields out.
Yeah.
And then we take 2, but I think our structure sort of
It's 4.
soaks that.
Yeah, so it soaks.
Yeah.
So you
So
just
no
the
rocks
shields.
yet.
The disruptor blast hits the ship. The shields ripple and fail, and then another hit comes in and slams against the hull, and you hear just a little like one of the sparks fly out of one of the side consoles. And the other one's going to go after the Mapal. Same thing. Boop, boop, and they miss. They critically fail. So they are going to have a higher difficulty to hit them next time because they were already trying to hit them and missed. So yeah, now it is your turn again.
Hey. So I'm just gonna take the wait. I want to do the restore shields action last in case we get momentum.
Okay.
Okay. Was our defensive maneuvers used as part of the previous combat?
Yes, it was, and you have to do it again if you want to continue to do it because it'll cost power.
Okay. How many ships remain? Enemy ships.
There are 3 remaining.
Okay. Then, and how much momentum do we have? We have only the 1, right?
I believe you have just the 1. Yeah.
Yeah, we need a momentum banker. I keep forgetting when we get momentum. Anyway, so I would like to show.
Yeah. We have it's just on our personal sheets, even though it's a group resource. That's why it gets hard to keep track of.
Yeah. Okay, so Jumo, maintain evasive maneuvers, please. Number 1, continue on those firing solutions. Chief, get those shields up as soon as you can.
Oh, cool. Captain. And this time she's not gonna play it around anymore. She's gonna throw some photons at the ship with no shields at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to assist.
Hell yeah.
All right.
And she's gonna do full spread maximum yield, so So I get to work it as if I had spent 2 momentum.
Okay, so it's as if you had spent 2 momentum, but because you're doing
Yeah,
full
so
spread.
I get 3 die. I get 3 die on my thing.
Okay, additional 3 die. So you
And,
gotta hit it first.
Yeah.
There's an
Same.
assist roll.
Making sure. Oh, I'm looking at the Vasquez sheet, not my sheet. Okay, here's my sheet. 3. And control security again. So here we go. Bada bing.
Hey.
And the ship's roll.
Yeah, ship's roll too. And you're going after the ship that was trying to maneuver, or the other ship?
Shielded ship, I believe, was what she said.
The one
Yeah,
with
the ship without shields. Yeah.
Okay,
the
yeah,
ship
the one that was
shields
already
down.
maneuvering, but you would have hit him with that
Yeah.
roll. Yeah.
So we get 1 momentum back. We're up to 2 now.
It's only 3, so yeah, you got 1 momentum. You actually got 2
I thought
momentum.
I
back.
thought you
We
said-
get 2 because I
I
assisted.
4 if it's.
It
evasive
was
maneuvers.
4, but because you guys aren't doing evasive maneuvers right now, it drops the difficulty back to 3.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we do evase. We're doing it the smart way, waiting until after we fire to continue our evasive maneuvers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, you're evasive maneuvering, and then you stop to line up a shot, fire, and then continue to evade, kind of thing.
I see.
So-
And I remember when I use this, I think it's because of the salvo thing, I get an extra hit die through the torpedoes.
You actually if you're doing the torpedoes, you actually get an additional damage die
In the torpedo slot, yeah.
in the torpedo
That's what
slot.
I do. I just
and you do
temporarily
an
adjust it
additional
up to
and you do an
3
additional
or 4.
breach if it hits. If
Yeah.
it gets a breach, it does an additional heat breach. So, are you targeting any system?
Probably. Well, that's the precision targeting, but yeah, I'd just be targeting like their shield system to continue wreck that.
Okay, destroy the shields.
Or-
Okay.
Yeah, just completely keep them from going back up. That way, if they want to try to negotiate, they can.
Okay, so was this the one that also ignores the hull at all?
No, these are torpedoes, not phasers. Our phasers
okay.
are the ones that have.
The previous one was precision targeting. That's
Okay.
that's a talent of mine. So yeah, I'm using a different talent, and I did just so we're aware. I've just been using my focus the whole time because she has
Yeah.
ship
Oh,
engagement
yeah. She's
tactics.
got ship engagement tags. I figured that.
I don't
Okay.
even need to announce it anymore. It's just anytime we fight, she's always using that focus.
Yeah. So you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you definitely do a breach. And on the
So we do
shields,
2 breaches.
so you do 2 breaches. And it's a scale 3 ship, so it actually doesn't. It's not destroyed, but it is disabled. So the shields are disabled. Shield systems are disabled. So you fired. Now what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's the last. The arc shields are supposed to go back up. That was the last command.
Yeah.
How much momentum do we have?
I think 3.
3 now. And
Yeah,
you want to
that'll-
use momentum for what?
Yeah, so the way shield regeneration works is when I do the roll, since our shields are down, it's going to be difficulty 1 because I'm in main engineering. It should be difficulty 2, but being in main engineering reduces that. And then if we
Nice.
succeed, we get 2 points of shields back, and then I can spend momentum to restore shields at a rate of 2 per momentum. So I'm
Right.
basically just going to tank our momentum to get our shields back up so we can sustain another hit without taking a breach.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's smart.
So as part of our out of character team dynamics, because we know each other so well, I wanted to use some momentum in order to essentially get us another turn, so we could maybe use an RN to scan for weaknesses or something. But
I
If
think
you
you
think
can
that-
use
That's more of a
determination
Thursday
to
thing,
maintain the
just tactical
initiative.
scanning.
okay,
Sorry.
what was that, Bot?
I think you can use determination to maintain the initiative.
Use
Yeah, you can.
determination to do it.
Yeah.
So you can
use-
basically get a second round through spending a determination.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Or
I could do that. I could do that. I have a talent called Veteran, which allows me to
Oh.
regain determination once I spend it. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
All right, well, there you go. Okay,
Well,
Boomer. No,
I'm gonna
So you-
I'm
are you
gonna do the shield thing really quick because
Okay.
we need. Either way, that needs to happen.
You have 3
so-
actions, so you did fire, and you're gonna do the shields. You also have 1 action after this.
Yep. So Here is
Well,
the ship's roll.
Didn't we want to
and
fire,
my
do
roll.
evasive maneuvers, and then shield? So that's 3 actions, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you haven't
we
done-
have our full.
We haven't done
full
evasive
maneuvers.
maneuvers yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So yeah, you need it was
So-
difficulty 2 because your shields are
It's
down.
difficulty
but-
1 for me, actually, because I'm in main engineering.
Right.
Being in main engineering reduces the tasks of all engineering department
By
tasks
1.
by 1, except I can't use the transporter task. That's the
Every word.
trade-off there. Every word. Anyway, so that brings us up to 5 momentum after the roll.
Jesus, this is nice.
All right.
And I am, I mean, I'm not going to spend all of it. If I spend all of it, we'd be at full shields,
Okay.
which would be funny. I'm going to leave 1 point of momentum in the pool. So,
So you're like 90% shields kind of thing.
yeah,
80.
Captain, shields back up to 85%.
All right. There we go.
Good job, Chief.
Remember to remove the power as well for that, because every time the only thing torpedoes don't require power, but phasers, maneuvering, and this thing requires power. So keep an eye
Yes.
on the power.
So we
So
should be at
final
8.
action should be.
But we're going to be at 9 because when I got my other talent, or I swapped out a talent on my character sheet when we got our milestones, called Just a Little More Power, which is whenever I succeeded an engineering task. Let me go and just double check that I'm not reading this entirely wrong. 1 second. Oh god, I need 2 copies of this book open. That's what I need.
That's what I do. And I have the
Talents.
physical copy.
Whenever you succeed in an engineering task aboard your own ship, sorry, I have to spend momentum to regain power. So let's
you could use that last momentum.
say that, let's say I spent that last momentum. So basically that was a wash on power consumption.
Okay. So you're able to bring the
I
shields
rerouted
up.
power from non-essential systems into the shields.
So you brought the shields up to 85%, and you didn't use any power. So, but you're out of momentum for this one. All right. So
Every word.
miracle workers, Starfleet engineers. All right. Jumo kind of turns back, goes, attack pattern Delta.
Back pattern data. So wait, sacrifice yourself for the captain.
No.
Theta 2.
Theta 2. Got it.
Wait, has that happened yet?
No, not yet.
no,
Ah.
that's
see.
76.
Yeah, it's 71 right now.
Attack pattern lore.
just read everything you can about the Orions and the Klingons and the Cardassians.
Jumo, there you are. Okay. Daring Khan. This has got to be it's a difficulty 1, so he's got to succeed this. And he does. And you get an additional, 2 additional.
He's fucking Jumo.
Because he's Vin Diesel of Starfleet. Okay, that's the way this works. He's the Vin Diesel of Starfleet. Ship also
Okay.
is structure con for that. If someone comes to
I'll
go
roll
for
it.
And
I was just looking at it.
Inarin or Terzi, is there anything you would like to do this turn? Because we can spend 2 momentum to keep going.
you can fire again.
Or we can fire again.
I have nothing really to do around this because it's fighting, and Terzi's the tactical scanner. I'm just the
I suggest we keep the pressure on him.
Okay. Well, in
I
that
have
case,
4 momentum, by the way.
right, we'll spend 2 to keep the keep the initiative and number 1, as you were.
I'm gonna do high yield again, or maximum yield again.
Okay, give me
I'll
the
throw
threat.
an
Thank you.
assist out there.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, it might
I
as
will
well.
note Paul's threat also maxes out at 6.
Yep.
So we're in 0 momentum again, right?
Oh no, we have 2.
No, to 2.
You have
Okay.
2. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. It's hard to keep track. I'm setting up
You
the
do
ship
shield damage.
for its assist. Here's me. 3 successes.
Oh, I broke something.
Oof.
Try again. So roll it again.
Yeah.
Yes, Commander.
There we go.
There you go.
She headbutts you. Not good enough. Oof, do it again.
From across the room.
Yeah, so photon.
Just wings a plate at him out of nowhere. It's like, I would like to join the frisbee team.
There you go. There's the damage.
All right, so that is 5. It's got to go through 3, so it doesn't do a breach, but it does add to the damage because it's an additional 3 damage, or 3 damage because it's or 2 damage. Apparently, you can't destroy shields in this. It doesn't make any sense to me, so I'm just going to retcon that and just say, like, yeah, you can attack shields and destroy them.
Like shield systems, yeah.
Shield
They'd probably
systems.
be part of the engineering department or something.
Yeah. Well, they have engines damage, weapon damage, communications damage, sensors damage, and structure damage. That's all they are.
Yeah, we'll just say they're shielding damage.
Yeah. So they're damage, which means half the ship, it's damaged. Vessels suffers fires and or minor hull breaches somewhere. So in this case, it's all engineering. I'll just say that it's structure damage for difficulty's sake. So it says all complication range of all engineering tasks to repair systems by 2. Also reduces the ship's resistance by 1. So because it was already damaged, you would have gotten 3 damage in there. See how that damage works though, because I know if it doesn't even matter if it hits, it doesn't do a breach. Okay, never mind. If the ship is reduced to 0 shields by that attack, if the ship had 0 shields before the attack hazard, and the attacker hazard inflicts more than 1 point of damage, the ship suffers a breach. Their shields are disabled. Actually, no, they're destroyed. Because it's now because each point over that would be damaged. So it's because they have a resistance of 3. And you got 2, each point over those resistance counts as a breach. Plus, it's also a high yield warhead, so it does an additional damage on top of that, breach on top of that. See how bad that is right now. Hold on.
Yes.
So it's destroyed. The shields are destroyed.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if.
They're not in a good way.
No, in fact, instead of, because you're hitting him with photon torpedoes, these aren't phasers. You set out a spread of photon torpedoes. They fly out. They slam into the ship. 1, 2, 3, and then as the last one hits, the whole thing explodes and shatters into pieces. As you fired a spread of spread of photon torpedoes into a ship that had no shields. All right, it was its turn now. It's turn now, but it's dead. So it would be the bird of prey. The bird of prey is going to fire on one of the ones that was firing on it. That is going to be a weapons security. Boop. And boop. And it hits with its disruptors, which is not that much. It'll be 1. Boop. That's too much. Hold on. That's more like it.
Still too much, I think.
4. No, it's 11. Bird of preys are dangerous. They have weapons of 10. And disruptors do 1 point of damage, so it's 11 dice. Yeah, 11.
Birds of prey are you don't want to F with them.
No. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 damage on that thing. Its shields are down. Let's see. That is shields down. 4. And it suffers. It just it shields. It goes boom, boom, boom. The disruptors hit it, and the ship kind of starts listing. A little explosion happens on one of its sides starts listing and starts just kind of like floating out of control. You see little sparks coming off of it as it seems to have been entirely disabled. And they're going to press the attack because they're Klingons.
Nice.
And they hit. I'm sorry, that was the wrong one. That was
Okay.
carrying con for that one. They still will hit. Yeah, they hit.
So you had a bad day.
Yeah, and they blow it up. So, first, boom, 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 disruptor cannons hit, disable it. The second, boom, 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 barrage explodes.
Boom, boom, boom.
At this point, I just messaged Jersey. We need one of those.
You get a response. We need 3 of those.
Now it's
Can
its
we
turn.
get a Define class next season?
What, you don't want an Akira class?
I thought Define was like pure weapons.
Yeah, they're both pure weapons. The Akira is like a battleship. It's a cruiser. It's like the Defiant, but on steroids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with the last one that's standing. It is going to, go balls to the wall. It's got 3 actions. It's going to attack. First off, it's going to attack the Mapal, and it's going to hit with the with its disruptors. But all right, so it's going to hit the disruptors. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 damage. So the Mapal is. Its shields are down to 20%.
How's that 10, by the way?
2, 4, 6, 8, 1. Because they're disruptors. So each delta counts as 2. Because it's just 1.
But then there's a 1, so 9, no?
2, 4, 6, 8, 9. You're right, 9. So it's still down to
25%.
25%.
Hey, every little bit counts.
Yes. Now, I don't think this... Let me double check to see what this is. I think this is 3. That's right, I think. No, that's the Mapal. My bad. That's right for the Mapal. Yeah. So, then it's going to fire some torpedoes at it, and it's going to use its... I'm going to use some threat for this thing. They're going to fire at it. They hit. They double hit. All right. And torpedoes. High yield. So their shields are now... the Mapal shields get hit with... so it's 3, so... Yeah, they're not... Their shields are down, but they're not... they're not gone. They like take a hit and you see a little explosion happen off of the ship, but that's about it. Now it is your turn.
Okay. So our shields are still at about 85%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say let's keep at it then. Number 1. Jumo, let's finish this.
You're muted.
Aye. She's gonna start off again with phasers this time.
Okay.
Let's see. Weapon security for the ship.
This ship has not been hit, by the way.
Control security. Yeah, this
I'm
one's
going to throw
fresh.
out the assist again.
And then going to use. Let me make sure. Okay, I'm going to use precise targeting again. So, if I screw something up, I can re-roll. And the attack is going to gain piercing 1. So here we go. Here's my roll. Here's the ship's roll.
Nice. Very nice.
You hit. Roll me some damage. This is a precise strike, right? Or so it ignores the 3 like every effect.
Every delta ignores a
1 resistance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Piercing 1.
Can we get some momentum from that?
Yeah, because it's only a difficulty 2 to hit with phasers. You also lose a power down though. So that's
Yeah, I already got the power down.
okay. So that's 2, 4, 7, 9, 10. So that's 10 damage. You ignore 4.
I was targeting their engines.
Okay, so
Actually, their weapons. Pardon me, their weapons.
Their
I always
weapons?
go for weapons. Yeah.
okay, so that's shields are down. Then ignore. So yeah. 6. Okay. So you have done a lot of damage. It is.
That's a lot of damage.
You've destroyed their weapons. Because that was 3 breaches.
Woo.
Computer, enemy damage report. That's a lot of damage.
We fucked
Okay.
them up, Captain.
Excellent. Pray we do not f them up further.
Let me see if this works as a good music
Has
here.
anybody been tracking momentum through all this?
I've kind of
We're
given
at
up.
3, I believe.
Well, we
Just
just
wait for
got
Yeah, well, we
We just
had spent a bunch down.
2, 3, 4.
And I just
We
gained a
just
bunch.
got 4 more.
Okay, then we're at 4. Sorry, I thought we got 3 off of that attack.
No, because it was a difficulty of 2. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total.
Gotcha.
'Cause you
Okay,
got
then
2 from the
we're
ship,
at
3
4
from
because I
Baj,
had
1 from me.
axed most of it last round.
Yep.
All right. So you've destroyed the weapons. The weapons are completely destroyed. You still have 2 more actions.
Is there 2 more actions, and there's another ship, right?
Yeah,
That's
How
the
many
one ship.
enemy ships are left?
No, this
One
is
left.
the
One.
one, isn't it?
1 left. Should we
Is
do
this the
something
one with the
creative?
Cardassian?
Yeah. Is the Cardassian still with us, or is he somewhere else now?
I think his was destroyed.
His was destroyed.
Oh,
Right.
We could hail them and see if they want to run.
We could.
We could hail them, but we know what the Klingon ship's going to do.
Klingons do not traditionally take prisoners. It might be a moot point at this juncture.
If we let them run, then Paj is gonna know we're coming in guns blazing. Just so you
Raja
know.
could already know there's things called subspace communication. But,
You guys didn't jam any communications, so.
Let's
Well,
finish
I
this.
mean, we did ask them to call for Paja in the first place.
Yeah.
So isn't this her response?
Message received.
Yeah.
I'm going to base attack them.
Okay, do it again.
Let's finish this.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend. For the heck of it, I'm gonna spend the momentum. Just,
so we're down to 3?
yeah, just
Yeah.
for funsies. And same thing, precision, so I can use that. Here's my roll. If it'll come up, there it goes. And then here's the ship.
You hit.
And then here's the damage. Remember, piercing again.
Piercing. Are you trying to
Lol.
destroy it, or are you just trying to disable its engines?
I know the Klingons are going to destroy it.
So you're just gonna kill it? You blow it up. Your phasers fly at it. It rips through the hull. It explodes. You hear a crack. You see it cracking, and then it explodes into a brilliant
The
white
ship is
fireball.
cleft in twain.
Yeah. And there's
And besides,
debris all around you.
Paja is not a friend of the Federation or Klingon Empire. Disabling her at any turn is useful.
That
Out
is
of
correct.
character, but I teleport one guy. One guy. One fucking whole
Can
ship.
we- yeah, if you want to, you can tell.
He means
is it
into
too late?
space. He just needs to get the bloodlust out. He needs to
Right.
personally murder one person per session, or he starts.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm saying that you guys freak out when I teleport one guy, but she blows up a whole ship.
That was
and
that
it's
was
like
a
whatever.
diplomatic situation.
You get a
Both were diplomatic situations.
you get a urgent hail coming in from the Klingon ship.
On screen, Captain Akul.
As the screen comes up, you see, they only took like one or two shots, but when you see on the screen, it looks like the entire bridge of the Klingon bird of prey is on fire. See some people running around trying to put out the fires, and some people are kind of carrying each
There's
other.
been an avalanche.
Yeah,
This is why you don't make starships out of wood.
And you don't see Captain Akul, you see Commander Smith. Like it's like a blood running down from his face. He's kind of says, "Captain, I don't know what they did, but they hit something. This ship's in bad way."
What's your status?
Our warp drive's offline. Weapons still seem to work. Shields seem to be okay, but we're not going anywhere for the next couple of hours.
Very well. Are your people capable enough to repair, or do you need help?
We can repair, but I guarantee you there's going to be more of these guys where we're going.
Perhaps it would be wise, Captain, to send an emergency engineering team over to help, at least for the time being, while we run interference.
That is a good suggestion. Chief, how much time would that cut off, do you reckon? Not that Chief would know. But, sorry, Captain Smith.
I could send Weathers over there. He got a good look at the systems on the last Klingon ship we helped. He could probably speed up their repairs without negatively affecting the Vasquez's ability to move forward.
And the commander kind of nods and goes, "Thank you, Captain. It'd probably be helpful, but we can't risk the Orions fortifying that position. They know we're coming." And
We've, what is the status of Captain Akul, if you don't mind me asking?
he's knocked out. He's not dead, but he got a mean hit when that came in. Tried to tell him not to fire at the Orions, but he did it anyways. It's Klingons.
Very well. We're not expecting too many Orion vessels within the station. By all we know, until Captain Akul opened fire, we were opening a diplomatic discourse. It appears that Paja and her lot came here after being attacked by one of ours, and they are not necessarily in a good way. This may be most of their retinue. I will. We have. How many Klingons do we have? Computer. How many Klingons do we have?
1,000.
1,000, Captain.
Yeah.
Oh, you make a good computer, Bodge.
Thank you, Captain. But I am not Bodge. I am computer.
Thank you, computer. Please do this from now on.
It's very immersive.
We have a Klingon battalion here on board. We can approach the station slowly, dock, and capture it from within before we continue the rest of our mission.
I suggest doing that quickly before they can call for reinforcements. Remember, Paja's part of the syndicate. She's not alone. And if she thinks she's back to the corner, she's going to start calling in favors.
That is very true. Mr. Terzi.
We're going to do that. Captain, I suggest we bring the strike team over.
That is exactly what I was hoping to do. Additionally, Mr. Terzi, as we approach, I would like you, the moment you can, to initiate our electronic warfare suite and prevent any communications leaving that station.
Captain,
With pleasure.
Number 1.
may I make a suggestion?
Proceed.
During our last mission upon name a planet I forgot,
Siku 6.
we had transferred. We had evacuated people using shuttlecrafts run through an eddy. What if we created an eddy here so we can continue to protect this ship? But we send strike teams in. What are they called?
On the runabouts?
Our shuttlecrafts, our runabouts. That way we can get them there faster and past our defenses, and then into the station as soon as possible.
That is why I was hoping to use our stealth drive in order to at least be the same size, at least with their scanners, as a runabout. That way allowing us to also use our electronic warfare to prevent them from communicating elsewhere. Would we still be able to do that, Mr. Terzi, with runabouts as opposed to the Vasquez?
I don't think the runabouts would have the same sensor suite.
So you see
I
the
don't
position
think
I'm
that's
in,
possible.
number one.
Yes, Captain.
Any further suggestions?
Using the eddies might not
I
be a
will
bad
hand-
idea to get us there a little in a way that's a little more unexpected, though, since good chance Paja knows we're coming now.
That is
I will-
also very true.
I will immediately begin to handpick the Klingon strike teams, and if you would like, Captain, I can lead at least one.
That sounds like a good idea. So, let me lay the plan for you the way I see it, and speak up. As always, I value your input. So, from here, we will create an electromagnetic eddy. We will then enter blue alert, and then warp to the station. Once we arrive, we will then have Mr. Terzi use E-War in order to turn off their comms. After which point, we will then dock and take over the station in a small strike team. I don't foresee there to be more than 50 Orions on board the station. However, a manageable number of Klingons plus ourselves should be more than enough. I do believe that we outnumber them severely. Any questions?
No, Captain.
Okay. We will reconvene in 5 minutes. 10 minutes.
What's the plan?
We're going to try and jump in using an eddy.
I know. I just want to. You're getting into the eddy. Are all of you going on the strike team, or just Baj?
I think
I believe
Terzi should
Bosch
go.
is going to lead one. I'd like to lead one.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Terzi should
Yeah.
go.
So out of character GM. So the plan is to open an eddy, get there. We'll then use E-Ward to then hack into their thing to prevent them from calling for help.
Mhm.
After we do that, then we'll go out in strike teams to take on people on board the station.
Okay.
I think Baj is planning to lead a Klingon strike team, and I'm planning to lead the Starfleet Intel strike team.
Yeah. Okay. So, you beam over everyone, but the commander. Commander Smith is staying on the ship. Give me a.
I do send Weathers over to the Klingon ship.
Yeah. So you just do a kind of beam back over. Beam Weathers over, and they beam the
They can
Starfleet
beam
team.
him over, so we don't use power.
We're
yeah.
going to have time to restore power. This is between
okay.
scenes. So.
Yeah, this is between scenes. Your powers goes back up, but all of that momentum's gone. So, give me a control science to activate the to create an eddy to travel through. Control science
that be me?
difficulty 2. Yeah.
And what ship is?
The Vasquez.
The
We're
Vasquez,
eddying
the
the
whole ship.
Vasquez.
Yeah.
I know, but the ship would assist with creating an eddy.
Yes, it would be engineering science would be that.
Engine?
Engine science. Yeah.
It can't be
Science.
engine science because those are both
Oh,
departments.
both departments. Engines.
No, engines is system, science is department.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Because you're using the science on the engines.
All right,
Yeah.
rolling the
Can,
ship.
can I do
Alright.
my stuff? Like, can I
Oh.
do the temporal mechanic thing and
Yeah,
roll
yes,
one
yes.
challenge die to see if
Yeah.
we gain actual momentum first?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
We
you get
get 2 momentum.
2 momentum.
What's the challenge rating on
nice.
this?
Challenge rating is difficulty 3.
3. I will spend the 2 momentum then.
Okay.
I'm also going to assist.
It's also
It
a
was control
focus because you
science.
guys. Yeah, control science.
And I've got quantum mechanics, so that's a focus.
Yep. You guys would have had automatic focuses because you have enough experience with them.
Okay.
You still have command. You can use the.
Unrolled yet?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Control
Can we roll it?
science.
Do I reroll?
Roll.
It's up to the command crew or to captain or commander if they want to order
It was a captain because I already used one this scene.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
so whether or not to reroll.
Well, this
the
is a new
complicated-
scene. This is a
Yeah.
completely
Oh,
new
okay.
scene.
It's up to you guys.
Either
which
way.
one you want. Yeah, because
I mean,
just
we have more
note.
I want to
complications.
keep mine because I'm going to be on foot. So
okay, you keep yours. An RN reroll, please.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
There we go. So
Difficulty 3, just a casual 8.
So you guys got all your momentum back. So you're going into this with a
We're
momentum.
now at 5 momentum. Fuck.
Yeah, as you go in. So you are able to. You've had enough experience with this. You open up the momentum. You reroute some power to the deflector shield. The deflector shield shoots out a little beam, and then it just starts coalescing in front of you. And you see this eddy starts swirling, and you kind of see like an opening, kind of a cloudy electronic, like some lightning storms going by it. Or it's just as you it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it's about the size of the Vasquez. You can fly it right through.
Blue alert.
All right, let's do a blue alert.
Okay.
Teal
Out of
field.
out of character, is this like the first steps to a quantum slipstream drive, or is this a tech that only works in the Shackleton Expanse, or why, or what's happening here?
Out of character, it's something specifically to the Shackleton Expanse.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because these eddies do occur naturally as well here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're just
So
exploiting
there's
the natural...
something going on. Yeah.
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 Okay.
With our shack drive.
Yep.
Should we call it Shack Attack?
Shack attack. All right. So I need a control engineering check. This is where the engine drive, the stealth drive is going to start coming into effect. A difficulty of 2. And
That's
Jumo's gonna do
me.
a
Where's
quick-
my character sheet?
So it's going to do a quick
Control engineering.
fly in.
I will spend 1 of our 5 momentum on it.
I like this new temporal mechanic thing I got.
Done.
All right. And Jumo is going to try to fly this through. So the engines, you see everything kind of dims and kind of a blue light comes through. And you actually hear, you can feel like, the ships have noise, the vibrations as they're running. And it's eerie because you guys all spent many years on starships. It sounds like the engines are off entirely, but they're not. So this with the kind of like muffles, like the vibrations and everything seem to just like slowly dampen, and then it feels like you're just still and like the engines are off, but you can still see everything moving. And Jumo will fly it through, and he's Jumo, so he does it fine, and you get 2 momentum because it's in difficulty 0.
Are we maxed out? We're maxed out.
Yeah, maxed out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you fly through. It's a very short trip between the one point of the eddy and the other. As you come out, you see. Well, I'll give you guys this. As you come in, you see this. We'll move back to this screen. I have to do I don't think I have a blue alert for this screen. So. We don't have it yet, so I'll keep it on red alert. But you see this. It's come out over here, and you see this.
Awesome.
3 small shuttlecraft, the ones you guys saw, and you also see 3 other vessels orbiting around the station.
They do not see us.
Nope.
Correct?
They don't seem to have noticed you.
Right.
Captain Ewar?
Ewar would be. Let's see.
I'll be right back. Keep talking, though.
Okay. So, there do seem to be more ships than we had bargained for here at the station. However, Ewar would be nice to prevent any more from coming our way. Did we only have the one Klingon ship with us on this mission?
Yeah, it was just us and the Mapal. and we left them all behind. So it is us versus them. We technically have our runabouts, which are going to be launching the strike teams, which can engage the shuttlecraft once the strike teams are on board the station, in theory.
Very well. At the moment, we still have the element of surprise. However, a complete stealth mission does not seem to be possible. Unless it's possible for us to get to that station without being seen, which I don't think is possible.
We're going to have a serious discussion after all this with Starfleet Command about the definition of abandon.
I believe the definition of vanguard would also need to be taken. Yes. Anyway, so out of character, GM. Yeah, we've discussed what we're gonna do. It doesn't seem like we're gonna be able to do our stealth maneuver or our stealth subterfuge thing because there is 6v1. I don't know if the Vasquez, even with our stealth drive, is going to be able to slip through and get aboard the station.
So what's your plan?
Okay. Computer, given our stealth drive, is it possible for us to still approach the station unseen and dock?
Possibly.
I'm gonna scan. Can I do a passive scan to see if this station has any shields up?
Sure. It's a difficulty 0.
That would be
Control science. Yeah.
Control science. Okay.
So 2 momentum. You're already at max though. No, it is very, very. Old. There is no. It looks like there are shield emitters on it, but they haven't been used in years, probably a century.
Since the station has no shields in place, we don't actually need to defeat the entire flotilla of ships defending the station to get a boarding party on the station to take control. Just get in transporter range and teleport.
You're within transporter range.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
And we haven't been detected yet.
And we have not been detected yet.
Does the station appear to have any anti-ship weapons?
No, not from the scans, not from the passive scans. If it does, they haven't been activated yet.
Okay. So, the station has no shields and therefore we can warp aboard. It's surrounded by ships that can take us out. Is there a way to divert these ships elsewhere? Could we use an eddy in order to then make a fake Orion distress call, which would then cause them to leave the station?
I mean, we could just try to get them to chase the runabouts if we're not going to need them to insert the strike teams.
That, however, would also then alert them of our position.
Or at least presence.
That is correct. Number 1, what do you think?
And DM, I did send you something very it might matter in Discord. Captain. And she's just thinking out loud. She says, too much movement could get their attention. Not enough movement could cost us.
And it doesn't look like we're getting them a Paul anytime soon. Let me run a potential strategy with you, and once again, crew, this is a very important mission, and so your feedback is important. As are your lives.
I sent it back.
My next question, and I'm just gonna ask this out loud: is she aware of that?
Yes.
Okay.
They told you that ahead of time.
Okay. Captain, what is
yeah.
our time stipulation?
Our time stipulation for the mission.
Just at the moment, do we have any time stipulation?
Out of character, what does that mean?
Are we needing to move forward?
Are we
at
on a
certain
clock?
amount? Like, are we on a clock?
We are not on a clock at the moment, no. The mission appears to be ambiguous.
I will say that the Commander Smith was very concerned that if you gave the Orions time, they would fortify the station.
He did say that, yes.
And bring in more reinforcements and such. So
Okay.
That would be our only stipulation here. The longer we wait for the Mapal to repair, the longer the Orions can then send for more help.
Could we send a single stealth strike team to try and take control of the station through subterfuge instead of brute force?
I would suggest we send.
That is correct, Inarin, and that was going to be that was going to be my potential plan for this attack. Would be to send a couple strike teams, as previously discussed. However, rather than docking, we will just send them aboard by beam, by transporter. After that's happened,
key locations. Yes, we should probably do intensive scans to ascertain those key positions beforehand.
That is correct.
You already have the plans. They certainly gave you the plans for this old station.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be abandoned. It just isn't because of previous situations. Right. So in that case, here's the plan. Once again, please feel free to add your concerns and your other ideas. We send in a couple strike teams as previously discussed. Once the strike teams are over, we will then attempt to use the Vasquez to jam the station's communications so that they are unable to call for more reinforcements.
And alert these ships out here of our presence.
That would, however, happen, yes. Okay. So
which is why my point at a stealth operation instead of pure run and gun would
Okay.
Captain, if we get control of Paja, we get control of all.
That is correct. I do not feel
female strike crew.
And
we have Nagata's
an antidote.
Cocktail.
We do that have as well. Also, Buster.
Dude.
So, my advice, Captain, is let's beam both strike teams over, and you guys get out of here.
Get out of here. We will stay within transporter range and communication range. Once you're aboard, keep me apprised, and I want to know the moment you have Paja. Once you do, we will then send a broad comm to the rest of the ships here, so that they know the situation. That should be enough to have this in what the Earthers call checkmate.
Understood.
Is there any way to effectively block Paja's effects when she is in captivity?
Yeah.
Because Nagata's serum, as potent as it is, does have a time limit.
It does. However,
3 hours.
I don't believe this mission is going to last longer than 3 hours.
All right.
And if we can get her in the brig, it's got air filtration systems, so we'll be able to solve that problem.
All right. Are we in accordance?
We are, Captain.
All right.
Okay.
I will prepare my team. Terzi will prepare his.
So, who all's going? Are you guys going to take science or engineering at all?
I do think we should take an engineer.
Team.
Yeah.
I think we should take an engineer. If we get the base, one of the things we'll want to do is get the shields up.
Yeah, fine.
I mean, that could also all happen afterwards, since teleporters still work. But
would Dahl be going as well? Because Dahl does have the robotic dog and the robotic scout.
Sure, if we're doing a stealth mission, that could be a potentially good scout.
Different points. There is the command control room, which is at the very top of the station. There's kind of like a dome at the top. Then there's a center turbo lift right below the the control station, there is a habitation ring, and then there's a turbolift that goes straight down to an old fusion reactor, a cargo bay, and and a medical and scientific suite at the very bottom of the station. And the middle of the station has various different other things like old sensors and deflector dishes and shield arrays, and a communications dish, a massive communications dish.
Dibs on the command.
You have two teams. Which ones where are you gonna go?
Sounds like Terzi wants the command station. I will have.
Yeah.
I
should go with whatever team's going to need the engineering. So.
Yep. So will I.
You should go to the core part with the big communications array and things like that, so that maybe you can find a way to take control of those systems.
I'll be monitoring both strike teams from here on the bridge.
Then my strike team. I will go wherever Paja is most likely to be. Outside of the command station.
That would be command, yeah.
She might, but if she's licking
Habitation.
wounds, that might be quite literal.
And
Might be in the
don't have scans of the station to figure out life signs.
You'd have to be an
security
active
hub?
scan.
Active scan, yeah.
So you've
That
got
would-
control, which would be the security hub. Then you've got a habitation ring. Then you've got a long turbo lift shaft, and then you've got labs, which includes medical and other laboratory stuff. And then below that you have cargo bay, a large cargo bay and a shuttle bay.
Maybe we should take over their shuttle bay and lock
And work
it
our
down.
way up.
So
We will start in cargo.
you'll start in the cargo bay.
We will, at the very least, while Terzi takes control of command, we will be the ones who bang the walls and take the attention.
Remember, this mission is considered a failure if they're able to get communications out.
Yeah, just as a backup plan, whatever team I'm on should be going for that communications dish. If we can
Then the
disable
Klingon
it from the
team, then we
inside,
will
then we
go
won't
there.
have to rely on E-War.
You will accompany my team then. My team will run guard.
So
I will accompany Terzi's and have Ozzy as a advanced stealth scout to make sure that we're not running into anybody.
So let's do this. We're going to start with the Klingons. We'll say about 4 Klingons plus Cole will beam in.
Yep.
You're beaming into like a communications room, like a lab, which has direct access to the communications dish. Let me do a quick.
Before anybody beams anywhere, I suggest we all wear armor.
And take your shots.
Oh yeah. Take your shots and take your armor. You have time to do that. You can spend some of your momentum. You don't have to spend momentum because you're acquiring it before you go on the mission. It's only if you're like, oh, we should have brought that, that you have to spend the momentum thing. But yeah, you can find some. You can wear some light armor, like resistance 1. So
Cool.
I'm going with mixed discovery rules where they had armor, but no other Starfleet had armor. Well, cool.
Yeah,
We'll just use that.
Well, we had the knowledge that we were sending strike teams. We have intelligence officers that are part of a strike team. So odds are there would have been preparations, and we know the Klingons brought armor because they're Klingons.
In fact, Raj probably changed into Klingon armor with like her Starfleet comm badge or something.
Yeah.
Out of character.
Cole is specifically choosing to only bring a Type 2 phaser.
Okay.
Out of character, I kind of feel like the Klingon armor is just ceremonial because disruptors explode your nervous system and then turn you to ash. So I don't think any amount of armor is really.
Well,
going
think
to
about
help.
it, they fight with batlets. Like
Yeah. The armor is
Melee
mostly for the
combat
hand.
when they
It
fight
was
each
that.
other, I mean, the armor
Yeah.
is necessary.
All right.
Or other blade wielding peoples.
So we'll start with the Klingon strike team. You beam into the lab. and you find that there is only one person there, and they're asleep.
Well, that's fortuitous.
This is my strike team, right? With
Yeah.
Cole?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole room is very dark. It's like dimmed. You hear soft music playing, and you see one figure slouched over, snoring on the console. Just.
What do they look like? Can I tell what race or?
They're Orion, but it's a male Orion.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of signal to the team to be quiet.
Okay.
And
Give me a presence command for that. Okay, you're good.
and
That's the difficulty was good one.
I
but-
go toward the person that's sleeping very
Okay.
quietly. And I can't decide if I'm going to kill them or just simply really mess them up a little bit.
Slit their throat with a ceremonial dagger.
Here's the question: what would a
Gently.
Klingon do? Remember, she was told at the very beginning before this that remember you're a Klingon.
Yeah, what would a Klingon do, and then what would Bash do?
Yes.
What
Well,
would
a Klingon would
or
wake him up
Starfleet
to
do?
have a fight.
But waking them up poses the chance
Of them getting communication out.
yeah.
This is the hard part. Because I don't think a Klingon would just murder somebody unless it was for good reason.
This is war.
Yeah. She's going to... I don't know if she wants to wake him up with a knife to his throat or if she wants to just kill him outright. It's the hard part. Oh, man. Because he might have information relevant to taking control of it.
This
Yeah.
is out of character, but I had an idea about this. So it's like,
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
She's gonna come up behind him, hand over his mouth, and very firm grip, holding the knife to his neck.
Okay.
And if he has a communications device, she's on him. She's gonna pluck that off of him before she does any of that, very gently.
Okay. Give me a daring or control security for this. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
Because you're trying to like grab him and then also throw away his communication, so he can't like grab for it.
Literally at the same time that she's like doing this, Cole's gonna, like when she wakes him up, regardless of the outcome, Cole's gonna jump on the console and try and disable internal comms.
Gotcha. Okay.
I gave you
I
the
had
roll.
no
I
idea
got a
that
1.
finding sleeping people might be an
Wait.
outcome here. I was just wondering if probably for next time that like we get these markers, you just put them on them, and then they automatically get transported to our brig.
Oh yeah, right. Because there's no shield.
She
so you
could
can-
do that. I mean, she could just.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. We still have communications with the Vasquez.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Excellent
she could-
idea on our end.
Yes, but too bad I'm not there.
But we are watching from the bridge.
Yeah.
No,
we got two
I'm
monitors.
I'm with.
He's on the other strike team.
He's on the
Sure,
other
I'm
side.
on
right.
strike stream. That's what I mean. I'm not there.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just say that you try to grab him. You try to grab him. You try to grab his mouth and throw away his communications device. You aren't able to grab the communications device. You see it kind of like it's an older kind of flip kind of communication, like hand communication
Okay.
device. So he has it in his hand. He's trying to activate it as you grab him and pull him back. He's struggling a little bit, but you're definitely covering his mouth. Give me a reason engineering check to see if you can figure out how to turn off this the internal comms there.
GM,
Alrighty.
how
Reason
much
engineering?
how much momentum would it cost us to use Darge's idea that was
Just
made
one.
out of? Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's spend a momentum.
So do I need to
Spend
reroll
one
sequence?
momentum
To use
that one.
Darge's cool idea.
Okay.
which is basically I get on my tablet thing,
Mhm.
and
pad.
because I don't want this to be a verbal thing because he might wake up. Just message Jensen in the transporter bay.
Beam
I don't
this guy to
Our location, the life sign that doesn't have a Vasquez comm.
Yeah.
Beam it to the brig.
Okay. So it's going to be a for this beam out.
Without anything.
We would have
Without
power.
anything.
Yeah. Naked, totally naked.
There's a suit like it's been snatched.
Just port of protocol. I think we used one power to beam over, and this is one power to beam him back.
Yeah, so
right?
you would be two power to beam over, and then one power to beam back for that one.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'd be doing two.
So yeah, we're down 3, so we should be at 8.
Seven.
So it's not like we can use this, for everyone we encounter, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
key
1,000 power later.
Yeah. Looking through the main engineering, security, communications. Oh, main engineering is the one that has the beam out, doesn't it?
Yes.
No.
Well, no, it's an engineering task.
Oh,
to
it's
use the
internal
transporters.
systems. So it is control engineering with difficulty 2. So go ahead and roll for weathers. Difficulty 2, control engineering. Plus
All
the
right.
ship
Control
sensors,
engineering
which-
difficulty 2 with
ships.
Oh, it's difficulty 3. It's difficulty 3. Because he's not using a target's not on a transporter pad.
Oh, okay.
Difficulty 4, actually, because the destination's also not a transporter pad. You're beaming him from here there straightly to the brig, so it's difficulty 4.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
okay.
He's also gonna spend a point of momentum or 2 points of momentum on the roll. Then
Yes. It's also assisted by the ship's sensors and engineering, though. So
Let's
All
roll
right.
that first. Yeah.
sensors engineering assist roll,
ooh.
and then oof.
Try it
The man becomes goo. Task roll. Reason engineering. You said. Control engineering.
Yeah. It's control engineering.
Goo
Control
can't
engineering,
call
okay.
for help.
Yeah, you rolled a starship task.
Yeah,
Oh yes,
Oh, wait,
that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
assist.
okay.
the assist. But you can still have it re-rolled because it is a character. I would have that critical 0 re-rolled.
Yeah.
Right about.
He
Nope.
turns into a screaming pile of goo.
So, he
He
can't get
teleported
it.
He's
without
up on
his
the
skin,
bridge.
but with his communicator.
So the difficulty is that he just can't get a lock, and it seems like he can't get a lock on anything. It's going to take him at least a few minutes to recalibrate the transporters. So he tries to do it. He
Well,
uses
then we
the power.
didn't use the power.
He still used the power, but it just not be. You can't get a beam to focus properly.
You can use your determination. Just say, sod the rule.
Well, this is Jensen doing it, so it's
All
not.
right.
Yeah.
Would it be? Yeah, it was up to
He
Jensen
doesn't
if
have
it would be a value which would make sense for that.
he wouldn't have a value that makes sense for.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I demand to teleport them.
If there's Orions there, I want to teleport them.
Value. All right, so we're going to cut to the main control room. In beams the Starfleet team with Anaran, and you see 3 figures: 1 Orion female and 2 Orion, or 1 Orion male and 1 Klingon on the station. You beam in, and it's utter pandemonium. You guys have the drop on them right away, though. You can see where they are.
Wait, there's a Klingon here?
Yes.
A female.
The Orion female is not Paja.
You're there, aren't you? You just beamed in, and it's hard to tell if it's her. You'd have to kind of look at her closer. It's like you're beaming in. You just you're materializing, and you see this is just what you see right away.
Any of them armed? obviously.
Yes, they all have arms. They all have disruptors.
Two
At
arms
least
and
two
legs.
arms.
At least two arms. But they're facing away from you. But as you're beaming in, they kind of like turn and look at you. But they all have disruptor pistols at their hips.
But we're already.
You
ready to fire.
already have drawn and ready to go. So you guys have to jump on them. You have the first action.
Okay, then gonna trust my team to know to pick different targets. So you know,
You would. I assume what you're doing is like when you beam, you're all like back to back. So when you beam in, it's like you're in a circle, so you can like pick a target and fire.
Yep. Yep. I am targeting the Klingon with the Type 3 phaser.
Type 3, you got a rifle.
oh,
dang.
I have a type 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we had time to prepare, right?
Yeah.
So weapons and armor to me means weapons
And armor.
That's why
So I
noted that
have the-
Cole was specifically choosing a type 2.
Yeah.
I have the batleth on my back,
Yeah.
but it's there. But first shot is going to be first shot.
Yeah.
So,
it to me.
Would daring apply to this?
I'll let you use daring for this, yes.
Okay, daring, security, and then I guess infiltration is a good focus for that.
Yes. Yeah, I'd give you a good focus for this. You've completely caught them surprised.
Okay. Well, there's my roll to shoot the Klingon.
And you hit, because it's just difficulty 2, so. Now, Klingons, as Paja will tell you, have a natural resistance. They have natural armor. So they take a little bit less damage when they get hit.
Okay, so for a phaser type 3, it's 4, right?
Yes, I believe it's 4. Plus your security, I think.
Yeah, but it does that for me. So it's
Yeah.
security plus weapon.
Okay. You're not doing escalation, right? You're not doing any charge or anything like that?
What is escalation?
So escalation means that if you wanted to use it when you fire, if you want to fire it as a more deadly, like a vicious one, it would increase the escalation to 2, which means that it's harder to find if you need to find it, but it also will increase the threat that you're using. So I get threat if you do that.
I'm trying to leave this guy unconscious.
Okay,
I'm
so
not trying to murder him because I'm curious about him. So
okay,
no.
So you catch him unawares, you hit him, and that's 1, 2. Yeah, I think you hit him and knock him out for that one. Let me double check. Because that would be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8. So 7. That's more than 5. So yeah, he would have been immediately knocked out anyways. But he is going to. I'm gonna spend some threat and keep him back into the fight. But yeah, he's you instantly hit him in the back and just boom. Adal, what are you doing?
With my dainty little phaser 2, I'm going to shoot at the Orion female.
Do it. It's control security or daring security if you want.
I'm gonna be doing daring security.
Difficulty 2.
I miss.
Fire miss. I'm just gonna do, for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna do one more shot on the other guy from one of the other security or from one of the other Starfleet intelligence guys. Where are you? I actually have them made up for this. Alright. Control, security, 2, fire. They hit. Phaser type 2 is 2, I believe, right? 2 hits. Or it's 3.
Type 2 is 3 hits.
Yeah, 3. So, boop. That is 4. So not quite enough. But he does do a stun, so to knock him out. But he may still keep going. All right. Now it is their turn. Let's cut back to Baj and the random guy. They can't get a lock on him, and he's struggling. Give me a control security check.
Okay. Control security. God, everybody needs a piece of me today. I tell you what, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just calling me and be like, "Can you help me with something?" I'm like, "No, mister." I don't even know what I rolled. Okay, I got 3.
3. Okay, control security. Nope. So they're trying to struggle to get out, and you keep them on there. Now it's the ones on the bridge or on the control deck. The two ones.
So this session, our weak points are unconscious people.
So the 2 that you hit with stuns shake it off. They use determination to keep going. And just but the Klingon turns around and fires at you, Terzi, with a disruptor. I'm going to use some threat for this one as well.
Of course he does.
We have 3 momentum left, I think.
Yeah. I'll just use that one. Control security, fire. He hits.
How are they rolling so well and we're shit?
Because the first half of the show, we didn't roll a single fail.
That is true.
It's the laws. It's the laws
It
of
was
dice
2s
physics.
everywhere.
Used up all of our luck reserves on the rolling 8 on the difficulty 2 to get here.
And I believe the disruptor pistol is at 2, so I'll just give it a 2. Because it's vicious 1.
Oh.
2, 4, 6, 7. So you take 7 hits with a disruptor pistol. You are knocked out unless you want to. Oh wait, no, you also have armor, so it
6,
reduces it
it's a
by
6.
1. So it's 6.
Not
It's still an injury.
No,
You
it's
take
a
5.
rolled 6.
It's a rolled
So then
6.
5. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. 5. So it's 5. So it's still because 5 is the injury. 5. So he still takes the injury. So you're either out or you can take a determination next turn and keep going.
Determination, absolutely.
Rule lawyering never worked. Damn it.
You become a cloud of dust and get sucked up by the ventilation system.
Let me check something real quick though, because I think there's a rule where because he's already hurt, so he probably takes some major negatives. I'll double check that.
That would make sense. Combat. Attacks and other hazards have damage die, which will bring number of challenge dice, so the total roll applied to this challenge. Whenever target suffer damage, 5 more damage from single attack or hazard after reduction from your resistance. A character suffers an injury. Avoiding injury. However, a character may avoid injury once per scene when the normal seconds, regardless of how the character pays the price. Characters may attain the ability to avoid the injury additional times during a scene by succeeding a recovery task. Successful tasks allows to gain. Okay, you can spend. You can avoid an injury, but it costs 2 momentum.
Oh. Then yes,
Well,
please
we
and
have
thank
that,
you.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't cost a determination, it costs 2 momentum.
Costs 2 momentum. That's what I did this. I think you can still do a determination.
I'd rather use the momentum first.
Yeah. When a character suffers an injury, they have the option of avoiding it. The avoiding injury prevents the injury from happening. The character suffers no effects from being injured. Yeah, and they would have done it as well. So yeah, so no one's injured right now. No one. There's been firing all over the place. Nothing's been hit because they also. I spent threat to have them not be injured. And now the other one's going to fire at.
Of course, he's gonna roll so well.
you?
None of that is gonna matter. Me?
Yeah.
Because I'm running my
Ooh,
mouth.
that's a big
Yeah.
hit. That's a big hit.
No, because you also fired a phaser.
That is
Yeah.
true.
That was the wrong one. My bad. Let me do a different one because that was the wrong character. Still hits.
So
It's 2. Ooh, that's weird. It should be 3. Whatever. We'll just do that. So you take 1 or 2 damage from the phaser. So
right. I have armor, which
reduces 1, so it's just 1 damage.
1 stress.
1 stress. So it just like grazes your armor, just like grazes your metal arm. You hear a little choof as it bounces off, it reflects it a little bit. And the last one's going to go after the Starfleet security, who are the intelligence who fired at him. Fire. Critical miss. So his disruptor explodes in his hand, taking. Ooh. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7. So he's knocked out. I'm not going to spend thread for that. Yeah, he explodes. He pulls it, and it backfires and explodes in his hand, and his he just flies backwards, just kind of like a crater in his chest. So
is he Ash?
It catches on the holster, turns a 180 and fires.
Yeah, and fires it. Yeah, he just turns into the vaporizes in front of him.
He just pulls it out backwards and shoots himself.
Yes. So surprised.
What kind of Daffy Duck mechanic is this?
I was going to say, upon further inspection, you look at the disruptor and it's actually pointing backwards, but
yeah, it says Acme.
There's just a pile of ass and a beak. It's an Andorian.
You killed the
or not Andorian.
Da'af.
The bird people.
Da'afi. You killed crewman Da'afi. All right, so now it is your turn down in the communications things. What do? You have this guy who's struggling to try to get out.
Just my engineering case that I have with me and just try to swing it down on his hand and knock the communicator out of
Don't
his hand.
you have a bunch of Klingons with y'all that could
Give me a
probably.
fitness-
they're just standing patiently watching.
I mean,
Give me a
Yes.
give me a
And they're
fitness
arms
security.
Klingons are
crossed,
known for
smirk.
queuing.
Give me
Oh my God.
a fitness security.
Fitness, security, bam. He.
That's all you needed. You only need 1 to hit. So, but it's opposed. So,
I'm trying to knock his communicator out of his hand.
nope. He's trying to knock the communicator in his hand. He's desperately holding on to it. So after that happens, the Klingon will walk up with his bat lift and just kind of just pushes you aside carefully, and then kind of gets this wild look in his eye and picks out his bat lift and goes, ha! And tries to cut the hand off of the dude.
Oh God.
Good. Brilliant.
You don't want to hit.
The Wilhelm ready. This is a very Star Wars moment.
So that guy was to Affy. This one's.
I am your father. No.
He missed. Chink.
It wasn't complicated, so my hand didn't fly off. So
Yeah.
Pushes
that
it out of the
happened,
way
I'm
and
very angry.
slams his
Missed.
batleth into the ground.
Yeah. And then another one walks up and pushes away and takes out a mech lift and just smaller, and then tries to cut the hand off. Oh God, this is a comedy of
Grab the
errors.
hand, start
Finally.
sawing at
Oh
the
God.
wrist.
Then the third one walks up and puts his fingers between his eyes.
Oh
and the
my
guy tries to stick-
Fine, Baj is just gonna slit his throat at this point. Like, it's just stupid.
He tries to cut the hand off, and he moves his hand away. He's like, no, and moves it away.
I'm imagining all this is like a Jackie Chan fighting scene. It's like everybody's trying to punch him. He's just doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baj is just like,
Legally
ugh.
distinct
Fuck it.
yakety sax playing.
Yeah, Baj is just like, ugh.
Oh God.
Okay.
How many Klingons does it take to screw the ball?
No, shut up.
Okay. He's critically failed though. So but he tied
God.
you. So I would say you did it. You just like, oh, He's dead.
Did
And
you
like
manage
we
to
finish
prevent
all of
him?
that. The complication. Wait, can I make a suggestion for the complication?
Sure.
As we finish all of that, just then Jensen gets a lock and beams the slit throat body to the brick.
He already used the power. That's fine. The power was already used. He's just like trying to reroute it and calculate it. He's like, got it.
So we just hear through our comes, aha! And the corpse beams away.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Jetsonar,
Some
you hear
random dude in our
Jetsonar.
brig is like, what the fuck?
Jetsonar is in the
out.
brig, and she kind of like comms. You hear comms like, Commander, why is there a dead body in our brig?
I'll explain it later. Watch out.
All right, what do you guys want to do? You're in there. What are you going to try to
Let us get.
I get back to work disabling internal comms, yeah.
I'm going to
Give-
assist him.
do? Okay, give me control engineering for that.
Oh, man. That sure did happen, didn't it?
Ugh.
I think that is
Engineering.
going to be everybody's favorite moment at the end of the session.
Meanwhile, on the bridge, Secure is just watching, like,
Nope. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. Oh, no. Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Still no,
Nope.
still haven't got their comms down.
Nope. It's a difficulty 2. Is what it is. So.
I'm just, like, tapping away. It's so old!
Yeah, it's literally 100 years old. Like
Yeah,
we
it
get
is-
this-
you
from-
were expecting like buttons and everything, but it's like
LCARs?
a command line. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah,
command
it's-
line.
No,
So-
it's just all dials and
That's what it
switches.
is. So you're used to LCARs. This is the controls that would be on the original Enterprise, like 2260 kind of Enterprise or 2160 or whatever it was. So it's like little
Lit up
like
buttons.
little buttons, and you're just like, why are there jelly beans? I have no idea
Would
what
we
these
get
things do.
assist- would we
Why
get
are none
assist
of
from the
these
station
labeled?
itself?
No, you're the system station.
Okay, I figured. I just wanted to ask for curiosity's sake.
have you
Oh,
already
my
asked
face hurts.
somebody to reroll, Baj?
No,
Already
she has.
done a reroll earlier, I think.
That was
Okay.
you though.
That was Sakir's reroll. She said she wanted to
Right,
save hers.
Save hers.
Would this be
Got
a time
it.
for it now, or
I mean, I don't know that the internal times are under any sort of time pressure right now.
okay?
Let's get it done as quickly as possible, though. So I will.
Okay.
I will have you do a reroll. It's
I mean,
it's imperative.
I'm gonna reroll my 0.
There's nothing else happening at the moment, so I guess you could have just rerolled it without having to have her do it for you.
That's
Um,
true.
Just have another.
Does
attempt
my
at it,
reverse
yeah.
engineering focus apply?
No, not for this one.
Bravo.
We'll cut back to the action
Nope.
on the command station. You all have another chance. One of them has yakety saxed himself into oblivion, and now there's 2. There's the female Orion and the male Klingon still on there.
I'm gonna
I
take
will
another
try to
shot
shoot
at
her
Clinton.
again.
Okay, go ahead. You guys can keep shooting. Okay, both of you shoot.
Yeah. I'm trying to do the thing, in the movie Serenity when Mal gets on the chase scene, he gets grazed and then just turns back with determination, just fires and it completely hits. I want that to happen. It's not gonna, but
I take it I hit.
You hit. Yes.
Cool, like Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. But
Uh,
fuck it, I'll spend the momentum afterwards.
That's on top
do
of
it.
what he took last time.
Yeah, he's down. You knock him out.
And I spend the
Remember,
last
not
momentum
trying
we
to
have.
kill.
I mean, I hit, but at what cost?
Okay, so roll me the damage, and we'll see what the cost will be.
Good luck.
Okay, so the delta doesn't count. Is going to be what I'm going to say it is. Is you hit it, but it's like a grazing, so it hits him in the arm, but then it also goes through and hits the console behind him. So it just like
Well,
or her.
and it
yeah,
was,
her.
that's supposed to be like a stun setting, yeah.
Yeah.
So, does the phaser stun setting, if it hits something else, do damage?
It still does a little damage because it's still enough energy that it's like.
Since the Klingon is down
Mhm.
and Darge just grazed the Orion,
Mhm.
can I issue a verbal command, surrender or die?
Give me a presence security for that.
With
And you-
pleasure.
With focus, because you've got that kind of stuff.
I do.
Ah, you do it. You turn around and be like, surrender or die, and like
What-
she
what
just
was-
got
what's
hit.
the difficulty on that?
3.
Oh, okay. So we're still at 0.
Yeah.
I just want to eke out the most I can.
Ego as you get. So you surrender. It hits her. It goes you go surrender or die, holding the rifle and like all the other like security like guys have the rifles pointed. She kind of goes. It drops her disruptor. It's like, I don't get paid enough for this.
Oh, definitely not Paga.
All right, so cut back to the control room. Give me another control engineering check. Hey, you do it this time.
It worked.
Difficulty
I
2.
I open a
once
panel and it's actually just the button layout, and I'm like, oh, and I oh.
All
Why
those
is
history
that one
lessons are
green?
coming to
It doesn't
me
make
now.
any sense.
Well, is Orion blood green? Because that could be, sort of bad thing.
So you turn off the internal communications. What are you guys' plan next? You guys turned off the internal comms. You're in the area.
Find Paja.
So yeah, after internal comms, my plan is to disable the big comm dish, like hardcore.
Okay.
Because they want to disable internal comms to keep them from alerting each other of the strike teams.
So this will be an extended task for you to do this. So every time you come back to you'll be doing it. Each task is take about a minute, and it's a work track of 10, difficulty 2.
Jeez.
Difficulty 2 though.
Cool.
So,
Yeah, I also get to use my other new talent,
so you go ahead and do
intense
one of
scrutiny,
those.
which helps extended tasks. So
Okay.
let me just
Can we
double
just
check how that
break
looks.
Workaholic? Is that the new talent?
Intense scrutiny. Which is whenever I succeed at a task using reason or control as part of an extended task, I may ignore up to 2 resistance for every effect dice roll.
Oh.
So, all right.
Analysis too.
Basically, I give myself penetrating on the roll.
Do it.
Getting 2. Okay, so control engineering again. You said
Control engineering difficulty 2.
control.
So it's actually
engineering.
difficulty 1. Is what it is. Oh no, it's you get an additional breakthrough. Is that what it does? You said you basically
No, it's when I roll the damage.
Yeah.
I get to ignore resistance for every effect rolled. But
Okay.
Bosch said she was assisting. I need.
Yeah.
Okay, so we make no progress right now.
No progress right now. So it's so hard to figure it out. The resistance would be 1, I think, on this one. So you're losing 1 less. For every work track you make, it was 1 less. But you're kind of hard to kind of get through this. Let's
Yeah,
get back
the
to
Klingons,
intense scrutiny.
like,
When I
assist anyway?
actually get it, then if I roll any effects, I'll end up ignoring all of that.
I can do
'cause I roll.
one. Yeah, I can do one assist from the Klingons.
Yeah, because maybe like one of them kind of knows something
Yeah.
about this stuff too.
The guy
Hey!
from the yeah, it's one of the engineers who's been hanging out around the engineering bay.
Yeah.
There you go.
He looks at it and
Yay.
he kind of points at the right one. You're kind of confused, and he goes, "That one."
Punch is the right one.
Yeah.
All
So-
right. So how does this damage work again?
So with extended tasks, if I remember correctly, it's the difficulty plus 3. So you take 3 plus the difficulty. So difficulty is 2, so you get 5 roll. I have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Okay, so I'm rolling 5 dice. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is how many
5
challenge
challenge.
dice I'm
Five
rolling.
Yeah,
challenge
fine.
dice, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna have to roll it twice because sometimes
Roll.
it takes a second. Oh, you got
Yeah,
it.
but it didn't. Okay.
Nope. So I got a 0, but I also got an effect, so I ignore 2 resistance.
Okay, so you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5. You have 5, and you have a breakthrough. So the difficulty's down to 1, resistance down to 0. So it's difficulty 1, and you have 5 left on the work track.
Cool.
All right, we're going to cut back to the command room. Now you guys have control of the command deck. What are you going to do?
Well, first thing I'm going to do is, signal the intel guys to guard the doors, keep
Okay.
anybody from coming in. Then I'm going to go see if I recognize this Klingon or the female.
You go and you flip over the Klingon, and you actually do recognize the Klingon.
Who is he?
He
The
was
captain of the ship from early on?
No, he
Is-
was
is
one
it-
of the. It's one of the crew members from that ship from early on.
Because the captain got killed, remember? And somebody escaped.
This is the guy from the escape pod.
No, if
I
you
never saw the guy in
recognize
the
it-
escape pod, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you would have recognized, somebody, but we can't confirm that he was the escape pod guy.
No.
Well,
No,
would he
but
have
Terzi's
their
gonna
ship
assume it.
insignia?
But it's
Hmm.
It's an assumption, not a definitive.
right.
Okay. Can we beam these guys back to the brig?
Yes, it is a difficulty 4. So he's gonna have to do pretty well.
So we
Yeah,
have
and
the
we
momentum.
don't have. I don't think he's going to be like. He would only be able to get a lock if he perfectly succeeded.
Yes,
Yeah.
but he also
Okay.
gets an assist. He also gets an assist.
Yeah.
From the
Stupid
ship.
question. Can I just slap a comm badge on these guys for you to lock onto?
He can.
I
you
get one
can,
of them.
but it will. I'll say that reduces the difficulty to 3 rather than 4 when you do that.
Okay, I take one of the comm badges from one of the other officers. And
Okay. So,
Okay.
and he has transporter
Let me
replicator, so it's focus, and it gets an assist from the ship.
What's the ship's
Sheep.
assist?
Ship's assist
Control.
is
Roll engineering. Remember what stat it is for transport.
do it real quick.
Let's see. Yeah.
can we just say that if there's a critical failure here, rather than them beaming over, the body shows up here?
Jensen teleports himself onto the ship.
I'd love to have Jensen over here. It'd be great. Because then he could assist.
Transporters is control plus engineering task difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's sensors and engineering. So,
So here's the ship's roll, and here is Jensen's roll.
Thanks, Ship.
hey, it's what he needed.
Yay!
Ship didn't help, but he
Nice.
did. So, beams him out, and then disappears, pops back into the to the brig. Now,
Yeah.
Anarin, what are you gonna do?
Oh, well, we cleared the room. What's the next step?
Well,
to
you guys were disabling the comms, and then you were trying to take over the station.
right. I'm gonna
Control.
yeah. I'm gonna find a control panel, control station, and see if we can just, instead of the engineers hacking away at stuff, I can just find a way to disable the main communication dish.
Give me a reason science or reason engineering, or insight. Reason or insight, science or engineering, whichever one.
I'm gonna go reason science because that's my jam.
Okay.
And jerry rigging would apply.
Yep. Jerry rigging would be with this one because it's very old and it's already been jerry rigged, and you're trying to do something it's not
Yeah.
supposed to.
Okay.
And that's what you needed. So 3.
Sweet.
So you're able to take control. You kind of you hack into it. You kind of type it in. You're essentially taking control over of the station. So like as you're working through to disable the comm array, the long distance comm array there, Cole, you see like a message that the control room has taken control of it.
Cool.
And also, I don't know if it's possible, but just a winky face next to the message.
Next to the message.
Oh, doll.
They have a code.
Back on the Vasquez, you get a hail, long distance hail.
Okay. From who?
It's from a Klingon signal, but it's not identifying itself.
On screen.
On the screen, you see a Klingon you haven't recognized, who says, "Captain Secure,
This is me?
we are from the house. What is it? Koloth, right?
They'd probably be from separate houses, but they're loyal.
Yeah, we are here to support House Koloth in their fight against the Herks. We have picked up your other bird of prey and are towing it into the region. We will be there within the minutes.
Very well. How many are you sending over?
The 3 of us total.
Okay. We have 6 Orion vessels in the area. It would be most appreciated if you could send some help to assist.
We will deal with these Patach. All right. So, we're going
now
to...
that we have control of the station, can I do anything to help the situation, to mess with the Orion ships around?
You can try to jam them. Give me the jamming check, which is control engineering task assisted by the ship's communication security. We'll just say that the Vasquez, we'll use the Vasquez's stats for that.
You said control engineering?
Control engineering task, and its difficulty is would be a 3 would be a difficult.
Okay. Well, I do have a focus to jerry-rigging, but there's still no momentum for us. So.
But it's assisted by the station, so you'll use the.
All right. We need 2 from the station then.
And you can still get assists from people like
Terzi, help me out here.
Terzi.
Okay, what can I do?
See if that console has any E-war capabilities. We're trying to jam.
What do I roll
jam
for
the
this?
Orion friends.
Control engineering.
Control engineering.
And I'll roll.
Good luck. Am I rolling as an assist or am I rolling separate?
Assist.
I think
So
it's
just
assist.
one.
Yeah.
I was like, good luck with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will bring up the Vasquez.
I punch in a bunch of things and then I look over and go, what language is this?
I don't even know if this is computers.
I keep thinking, I keep forgetting I'm muted. I have the ship open. I can roll for it. What was it?
It was communication security.
Communication security and roll, baby, roll. Well,
Nope.
Sorry.
You can't seem to do
Just
anything.
Too decrepit.
All right, Doll. We need to continue clearing the station. Is there any way you can transfer command of the station from here to the Vasquez?
That is a good idea. I will try to get under the console and try to start rewiring stuff instead of.
Control engineering, difficulty 1, since you already have access.
All right. Yes.
You got it.
That at least.
Okay. So,
I insert my tricorder in there. And
yeah.
jam.
Jam it together, make it work. Sakira, you now have full access to all the internal sensors, everything about the station right now.
Very well. Is the station armed?
No.
No. Okay. Well, in that case, I believe our job is done with the station. However, I think that it might be best to keep some people aboard just to maintain order. Do we have
know
Pasha?
whether
Captain, we haven't
whether
cleared the station yet.
Yes, if these people that we've encountered are all that are on the station. The station is big.
Can we
Internal-
do a life sign sweep on the station to see
haven't-
if there are any?
Yeah, you have.
Now
you
that we have
access
internal
to the,
sensors, yeah.
You have internal sensors. Give me a
Okay.
science, a control science.
Okay, that's me doing control science from where I am, or like
Yes.
does this? Okay, right.
And because you have access through the station itself, and you can use the Vasquez's sensors science to help that out as well.
Difficulty
You can guide us to
sensor
target.
science. I would guess.
Difficulty 0. Yeah.
difficulty 0. Okay, so task roll 1.
Task roll 2.
And-
Task roll 2.
Task roll 2, no focuses. And roll.
Hey, so you have 2 momentum.
Okay.
There are
Yay.
and there is 3 people in the habitation ring. One is Orion, and the other 2 are Nausicaans.
Okay.
Well, we
Well.
know who that is.
Yeah,
Their shields are
Captain,
down, so...
can you?
Yes,
There you go. You're on it. Never mind.
that is very right. Their shields are down, so I want to lock on that. I want a lock on that Orion life sign, and I want to send her straight to the brig.
Okay. Give me. Jensen has. He also has 2 momentum, so Jensen can use those 2 momentum if he wants to.
Jensen is going to. Does he? Is it an easier time now that he has access to the ship's internal sensors to find people?
Yeah, I'll say 3. It's difficulty 3.
Okay. So he's going to use both momentum, and he's going to do it. And the
Plus-
ship gets to assist.
Yes.
And secure is here to say re-roll 1 if necessary.
I believe it is sensors engineering.
Her ship walked away.
All right, secure
There it
does
is.
not need to spend
Locked
it.
in. So you beam, and Jessa confirms that it is Paja in the in the bay. You hear in the background be like, "What the hell happened to this guy here?" You apparently beamed him into the same cell with the guy with
The same cell.
Yeah.
Okay, it's at this point that... Okay, I think we'll wait for... We will now wait for our backup. The moment backup appears, I will send a comm to the Orion vessels in the area. The message will go something like, "Attention, this is Captain Secure of the USS Vasquez. We currently have your captain as a prisoner aboard our ship," and then I'll send an image of the captain looking pissed next to the bloody body on the floor.
Yeah.
And I'll say, "I'm giving you a chance now to escape, or to be met with the full force of the Klingon Federation Joint Militia." Militia? That
Forces.
sounds
Alliance.
violent. Alliance.
Yeah.
A joint military.
Yeah.
Joint
Joint alliance.
Federation.
Yeah. So you send that message
That'll
out.
be your
like,
only warning.
So-
Secure out.
Well,
that message goes out.
while
Go ahead.
while they're doing that, I want to switch to the Batleth and take the team after these Nausicaans because they pissed me off last time.
All right. Well, they will probably be alerted because their boss just disappeared. So
Good.
I will join that, and I'll have Ozzy go up ahead just as a little warning to see if they're running up
Okay.
in our direction.
Okay, so we'll do that first. You guys go down to the habitation ring because you know where they are. You have Ozzy run forward. Give me a control science with Ozzy real quick. Difficulty 1. Hey, you get 1 more momentum. You now have, you can see them coming towards you. You have a chance to ambush them, which means you'll get 2 actions, 2 full rounds on them when they come up to you. It's just you and Terzi are the ones there. The rest of the strike team is staying back in the control room to control it. So you guys deal with that. We'll deal with this. So, all right. So they come up. Walk right into your trap. Give me your first actions.
I'm going to swing at the closest one with the batleth and read something real quick. I'm going to spend 1 momentum. If I'm successful in my attack, protect a single ally within close range. That's going to be Dahl, making it a difficulty increase of 1 for them to hit him.
Okay, cool. Give me a control security for that one.
I'm charging 2 Nausicaans. Can I call that daring?
I'll give you daring for this. You really need to put something into control.
I have 9 controlled, 10 daring. It's 1 point
Okay.
difference, but
Yeah.
it's still.
He has
1
no
point
control.
difference.
He's running at Nausicaa's batleth.
No, I have extreme control because I know exactly what I'm doing. This is very composed.
Daring.
I'm going to kill it.
It's a
Yeah. That not roll? Oh yeah. No.
There he goes.
There.
All right. So the Nausicaans now have to beat that. I actually have the Nausicaans here. Where are you? There we are. Still have their sheets.
Ooh.
So you go, "Hua!" and they block it, and we're able to stop you, but you have another shot before they can go again.
All right. I'm gonna swing again because I assumed Dahl would rather me do the fighting here.
Well, I'm hiding behind,
Perfect.
a chest high wall, and I will try to shoot the other guy in the dick.
Okay.
Oh, so you
give me
you
a
want to
control-
take the second opportunity?
No, well, you both have 2 opportunities. That's
Oh,
the-
we do. Okay. I didn't
Wait,
realize.
'cause
are
you
there
ambushed
plates nearby?
If there are any plates there, I want to throw them.
Well, we are in the habitation deck. So.
You could probably find a plate. I would say you could find a plate if you wanted to do it. It's control security
No,
for.
I'm
Okay.
composed. I don't want to play.
Yep. So he fails that one. You hit him. Give me some. So you he manages to deflect it, but you come back and hit him when he's not paying attention. You
Batleth is 3, right?
It's 3. Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and it has vicious 1 and opportunity 1.
Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13.
He's dead.
He's dead.
Just take his head clean off.
Yeah, he just like so you walk. He's running up and he kind of comes around the corner. And you go, and he manages to get his knife up to block it, and he kind of like reduces it down. But then as he pulls your batleth down, you kind of come back and just swing up, just
Use that extra
decapitate
momentum.
him. Yeah, just come back up, swing it, just head flops.
He's
blood
canceled.
spurts. Yeah. Yeah, give me a shot there.
All right, let's see how much I will fail. So that's can I do a daring security?
Yes, I'll if you do a daring security for this one.
Nausicaan spinoff just got canceled.
And by the way, I did spin the. I would have spent the momentum on that one. By the
Yeah,
way.
you would have.
Yeah,
That's why I only have a 2. Yeah. For one shot, I guess I miss.
Well, my momentum's to protect you, Dahl.
Yep,
Okay, well I just have a second shot, I guess. Then.
go for it.
Damn
Miss
it!
again. All right, the Nausicaan is going to.
I'm gonna need more practice on the holodeck.
Yeah, he's going to try to come at you with the knife.
Come at me, bro.
So there's a control security. Give me a control security.
Seriously?
If you
Yeah,
tie it,
it's a post roll.
He's protecting me though, so
Is it?
yeah,
I rolled 2, right?
yeah. So essentially, it's he's attacking you, so he misses. Oh yeah, it is misses because it is a.
Oh,
It's never mind. He misses
No.
because you're right because it's a difficulty 2 instead of difficulty 1, so he missed, and it's a complication. So he's like whoa, dodges out of the way of your phaser, but he comes up with a knife and tries to swing at you, but he kind of has a loose hand, so when he swings at you, it misses, and he lets go.
Trips
of it.
over his friend's head.
The knife flies across, scatters across the other room. Now, drones, you're up.
I'm clearly going to be swinging again with the batleth.
Go for it. You hit him. Roll me some damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Okay. I'm gonna spend some threat and keep him in the fight, but he's still really hurt. Because every time you use a batleth, it's
gonna get to add 2 Nausicaan logos to my bat.
Right. I'm gonna pull up my phaser and do a couple of button presses, just to make sure,
Yeah, you do the science thing.
Can I-
Just make it work.
Yeah, do the science thing. Yeah.
Fire it again.
Did it work? Did I press it?
Control security. Nope, you missed.
Damn it! Why
All
am I even in this situation?
The
For the same reason I tried to knock a communicator out of a guy's hand with a suitcase.
This is Darge right
It's
now.
not our forte, Darge.
No, it's definitely not our fort. No.
all right, so he's gonna try to turn around and hit you there, Tersey.
Of course he is.
He hits you, but you have to it's an opposed roll. So give me another. It's another.
What did you knock over?
Nothing.
Okay, so control security.
Yep. Yep. You block it. He comes around, and tries to punch you, and you just kind of like block it away, knock it away with your batleth. Now it's your turn.
Wow.
Ooh.
At least
Yep. He
it
definitely
wasn't
blocks it.
critical.
All right. Anarin, you're up.
Can I do anything with
Shoot
this?
him in the face.
Throw
Fine,
your
I'll stop.
phaser at him.
No, okay. Fuck this. I will try to see if there's anything I can actually throw at him instead of
He went
this
like-
is I'm
robotic
apparently
hand at him.
useless with.
Throw the phaser.
Yeah,
Don't
just
be
like
hysterical. Throw
overhand,
the phaser.
overhand phaser rifle, just like boom.
Just don't crit because it'll shoot you.
No, he'll just catch it and then have a phaser rifle.
Type 2, not a rifle, but still, yes.
Give me
Oh,
a
okay.
daring security check. You
There
can
is an
find another
overheat.
plate.
There is overheat setting on phasers, so you can basically turn it into a hand grenade.
Hey,
Nice.
You threw
Nice
a plate
roll,
at him. It's tied though. So
It's tied.
so like you hit him, but he just kind of like kind of deflects at the last minute. It's like it
he's
won't work
ready
again.
for it this time.
Yeah.
Out
All
again.
right. Now he's gonna try to hit you again there. Yeah, it hits. Roll me see if you can block it there, Anarin.
Oh, it was a Narn?
Yeah, it was Tersey.
Jersey.
was
So
about
yeah,
to
you
say.
block it. Now Tersey, you're up. It's just back and forth. It's an intense one. Yeah.
You're like circling each other.
Son of a bitch.
All right, Anarin, what do you want to do?
This is a good
I
fight.
see this is going out. I'm gonna send Ozzy in and try to trip him up. So maybe give Jersey an advantage.
Give me a daring science check for this one. Yeah,
Daring science. All right. Come on.
there we go. All right, so basically, what I'll say you succeeded. I'll say he has a difficulty to hit, an additional difficulty to hit, and reduced difficulty to be hit because you just kind of like you have him kind of like tabletop him, like just trip him, but he kind of stumbles a little bit. So it's about an opening for you there, Narn or Tersey. Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, you hit. He blocks it though. Nausicaans,
Fine.
man.
I like this
Nausicaans.
kind of fight.
Just back and forth. He's trying to punch. You kind of like grab it and push it away. You know. Anarin.
Just exasperated here. All right.
Throw
Nothing
something.
works. Nothing works. Back to the phaser.
Okay.
You said
Controls.
daring
Security. Yeah.
Come on.
0-1.
There
it is.
Of course.
It needs to be 2. All right. Now he's gonna try to go after Tersey. He hits Tersey. See if you can block it.
Wait,
You block it.
It
You're up,
it
Tersey.
raised. Didn't say it raised his ability to.
It decreased.
Arg.
It raised his ability to hit, but like he also blocked it is the issue. He blocked it again. You're up there, Narin.
Shooting all.
I can imagine.
Okay,
it's-
taking bets. Is it going to
Okay.
be a 0-1 again? Is it going to be a 0-1 again?
Here's the thing. It's like you're like
It's
it's
gonna
like
be a 0, red 0.
this is what's happening. The Nausicaan is like punching, and then Terzi just like deflecting it. He's like, shoot him, and you're just like, miss. And he's just like, shoot him. It's like, takes out a plate, throws at him. He just blocks it again.
At this point, I'm going to
Jackie
punch a
Chan.
hole.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm going to punch a hole in the hull or something with the phaser. Come on.
Please don't.
Nope.
How? That's 5 in a row.
All right, now he's gonna try to hit. He hits you there, Terzi.
But he's all 1 and 2s, and I'm 0
He
and
blocks. Go ahead, Terzi. Oh my God!
God.
A miss.
A miss. He's gonna try to block it. He blocks it. It's fine.
This is
Okay,
your time
well-
to shine. This is
All
your
right.
time to shine.
Do it, Narin.
Okay.
You can do it.
I'm gonna reposition so
Come
I
on,
get a
Dars, you can do it.
nicer, cleaner shot.
Okay.
I like how the 1st
I'll
guy
give
just
you-
went down and like a ton of bricks, and this guy's like just. It's
Yeah.
like-
This is the tough one. Come
Yeah.
on.
on, doll, you can do it.
Your phaser shorts out.
The phaser shorts out.
Oh God.
He's gonna go after.
Even
it.
your phaser's like, man, I'm out.
He hits you there,
Yeah, just throw
Terzi,
it,
and
throw it on the
block
ground.
Oh, he hits you
Oh,
finally.
he scored a hit.
Yeah. It just
Does
finally-
that? What about with the armor? That
Um.
not make
It's
one
it would
more?
still hit you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
because he has
It's
to roll
the
2 to
damage.
hit you. Yeah, and you didn't
Okay.
You
block
get
it.
damage resistance, not hit prevention.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
So that is a 3 stress. So finally he's like shoot him. I said, would you please shoot him? And finally you just
He tries to
oh
get it.
God.
Ah!
And so turns you a little distracted. You're like, what? Really? And then boom, right across the face. So now you're up. All right, you hit him. See if he blocks it.
And
Okay.
1-2. Come on.
1-1.
1-1.
He blocks it.
Okay.
Well-
What can I do?
Doll, you're up.
Now you can throw your dead phaser.
You can throw your
Now
face
I'm
at him.
gonna throw my fucking dead phaser at him.
Do
Yeah.
it. Do it.
What is it?
It's
This
just
is
a
gonna be the one that.
it's
does
just
it,
a
I
1. You have to do
swear.
it's only have to be a 1. It's a control security, but it's 1.
No.
He goes after Terzi again.
Just
2.
goes over his
Terzi
head.
blocks.
Yes,
Terzi, you're up.
0-0. 1-1.
1-1.
Hey, better,
All
better,
right,
better,
and he tried to
swing,
block
better,
it.
better.
He blocks it.
Son of a- Oh. Okay. Okay, at this point,
All
Baj has just finally gotten over there now.
Yes, Baj. By this point, this is just like an exhausting
From a
battle
diff-
between this point.
From a
Baj
different
They're
direction.
both just
comes
like,
up. All right, Baj, you come in and you see Dalinarin throw his phaser and miss as Terzi is in a deadly hand-to-hand combat with a Nausicaan. Neither side are getting a one-up on him. What do you want
I
to do?
recognize the Nausicaan.
Help.
'Cause I remember the
recognize-
table flip. Don't
Yeah.
tell him where I am. Yeah, she just runs up from the opposite direction. She just does like a death charge to the guy.
Okay, give me a daring security or a control security.
Watch me nail this shit.
Yeah.
Daring security. Okay.
Two crit
And
fails.
I'm gonna use a focus because I am good at small unit tactics. They
Yeah.
are not.
See the thing, what you don't know is
Son of a
that
bitch!
you critically fails. All right, I'm gonna
I
give
was
the
like
Nausicaan.
hoping to be the big savior.
Okay.
And stuff.
Nausicaan hits you. Roll me the block. What you don't know is that the
What, me?
Nausicans have you
Okay.
turns to punch you. Control security.
What's the block? It's control.
Security. You have to get at least a 2. You can block it. All right, now it's Terzi. You're up.
please just kill him, guys. I
Alright, you
swear to
hit.
God. This is...
Probably not.
He blocks.
Of course.
Someone hit him
What do you
with...
do?
Okay.
That doll, do something.
All right, this
Just
is what's gonna
tackle
happen.
him.
This is what's gonna happen. Where are
Wear him
you?
down eventually. No, we become
When did it
friends.
start taking
I'm gonna
stress from exertion?
contact Jensen and say, can you please get this guy off the station?
No, we all get into a Mexican standoff, and we
Oh,
all
wait, I
agree,
just need
like,
one. Hold
okay,
on.
just everybody just take a chill pill, like for a minute.
Okay. One of the intelligence guys climbs down, sees this, pulls out his rifle, fires and misses. Another finally a Klingon warrior shows up with a freaking disruptor pistol and tries to hit him. Control security
I'll get one more in there.
misses. All right, you hit.
Was Q involved by
But
any
now
chance?
he gets to try and block.
Yeah, he does. He blocks it.
God damn!
Okay.
How?
Can
Tell me
can,
how.
Can Cole show up
Ah.
and fire a face?
Oh, come on. Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Parry
Oh.
this.
Oh, yeah,
See what he
Parry
does to
this.
that.
Filthy
Finally.
casual.
Let's see if
All
this
right,
is the one.
Okay.
you hit him.
You hit him.
finally
Yeah.
hit
Do you
him.
do enough damage to take him out?
You just need 5.
Zero.
Do I do enough damage? Fuck this guy.
Okay.
Fuck this guy.
Let me
Oh.
let me illustrate this whole thing. Nausicaan runs up. You manages to block the first shot. You come in. You decapitate him. The second time, Dahl's like, "Ha ha! It's fire, miss. Fire, miss. Oh God!" And then he comes up to swing with his knife, like, "Ha! I'm gonna get you!" And then drops the knife. Then Terzi and this Nausicaan get into a kung fu battle in the middle of this, just like hoo ha, block, block. All the while he's begging for Anarin to hit something. It's like, shoot him! He's right in front of you.
And Anarin's just like putting on a laser light show in the background.
I'm
I
good
didn't even know
with
phase could
figuring.
fire blue.
I'm good with figuring things out, not pew pews.
So
Figure out how to hit then.
in walks Baaj, who sees this and goes, "Oh, he's in trouble." Runs up and gets blocked by the Nausicaan, and then he starts kung fu fighting both of them at the same time. While this is going on, a security officer comes down, fires and misses. A Klingon warrior comes down, fires and misses, and finally
The guy starts diving through ladders that weren't there before. Like,
Parkour!
finally an opening happens, and Terzi just runs the battle through his chest, and he goes, finally. And then he just slumps over dead.
Meyer,
Oh.
can I just
and
ask,
then
how
Cole
are
walks
you
around the corner
so
and is like,
stoic
"What happened?"
And stone-faced right now.
And I look over at
He's
Cole.
a
I'm like,
professional.
I look over at Cole and like, the Nausicaan knockouts happen.
Now, here's the thing.
You're
Not-
drenched in sweat.
And blood, Nausicaan blood. This is not all sweat.
So the thing about Nausicaans, which is important to understand, is that Nausicaans are incredibly tough. And
Yes.
the fact that you guys knocked them out with a plate was just a fluke of brilliance. And now you saw why Nausicaans are so dangerous, why she kept two Nausicaan bodyguards. All right, let's cut back
Perhaps
to...
you two should keep plates on your person at all times.
Tactical
Release.
We'll cut back to the Klingon birds of prey show up, and Secured makes a speech, and all of them, they hesitate for a moment, and then all of them turn and warp away, leaving you guys with the station. And we'll close out the end of the episode.
And one of
with you guys.
Starfleet's most wanted in our brig.
Yes. You have done some work today.